And the peanuts.
Oh, she got the book and the pretzels. Oh, peanut butter pretzel bites? Oh, you cheeky bitch. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fools and Flagons, a tabletop
Hello.
campaign made up entirely by me where the players do dumb things and I try to make sense of it. And
Hell
tonight,
yeah.
we are continuing the Tales of Archeron. We do live stream our D&D campaigns every Friday on Twitch, alternating between the Tales of Archeron and Storm King's Chaos, DM'd by Zeke over yonder way. Both are available to watch again on our YouTube channel or to listen to in podcast form on most major platforms a week later. On top of streaming D&D on Fridays, we also stream a variety of games during the week with Pez Plays and on the weekends with Metallurgy Magic. If you do like what we do and you would like to support us in any capacity, please consider donating to our Ko-fi page at coffee.com/fools&flagons. The links can be found below in the description. Donations are never required, but always, always, always appreciated. And all the proceeds from donations and memberships go straight back into making Fools and Flagons an even better experience, and it helps keep the podcast alive and well. If you're watching us live on Twitch, we do want to thank you for your follows, subscriptions, and bits, but we do apologize if we won't be recognizing them verbally for the sake of not interrupting the story. 9 times out of 10, someone here will not be paying attention and will be watching chat instead, and they will reply to you and say hi and conspire in the background.
For shame.
For shame. So, any further announcements anyone has? Okay. Well, let's get right on into it. Grab your drinks and raise your glasses. It's time for Fools and Flagons.
Huzzah!
Vanera, that is not drinking, that is eating.
Your little chocolate hearts. Your chocolate marshmallow hearts. They're so yummy.
My statement still stands.
Oh, dude,
love
we got
them.
s'mores cookies up at work that are fresh made that I've had to stop, like, looking at. And peanut butter pie. Like, peanut butter chocolate pie. Reese's peanut butter cup pie.
Oh my god.
I know. It's so fucking hard. I gotta walk past it for every break and lunch and to leave. And it's just fucking awful.
Well, now that Zahn has shared his plight with us, last we left off, the Tempests were on their way to high tide aboard the Harper's Fury after spending a few weeks of training to properly man the vessel. They were soon assaulted by a ghostly ship, but were no match for the seasoned fighters. The cocaine ghosts were exorcised, and the warship continued on its merry way.
Forgot about that.
Speaking of, Vanera, having a bit of foresight, purchased extra offerings to give to Ceto to try and further appease the goddess, after some members of the party had a questionable time of it.
It worked. I did done it.
The offerings seemed to not work at first, as the ship was tossed around during a violent storm. However, said luck soon changed as a wand of lightning bolts was gifted to them after a bolt of electricity struck the deck.
Them. Me. Me.
It didn't hit you, it hit next to you.
You said gifted to them. It was gifted to me.
Well, them, the Tempests as a whole, bleh, shut up. The very next day, a thick purple fog enveloped the ship for a few hours. Upon exiting the oddly colored fog, they soon realized that they'd traveled almost 3 days' worth of distance in just a couple of hours.
Yeah, bitches, you're welcome.
Captain Eirik explained to the Tempests the rough inner workings of high tide and how best to behave themselves to fit in with the other rabble rousers. He also gave them a scroll of seeming, gifted to them by King Damien for their own personal use. Theoretically, to either disguise themselves completely or at the very least give themselves a mark of high tide. We join them now in the early morning hours aboard the Harper's Fury, with less than a day's travel remaining until they arrive at high tide. I actually need to swap the ambiance, because you are not in a port yet. But the day is yours, whatever sort of chatting, preparation, discussion you all would like to do, now would be the time.
I'm in a crow's nest. Oh no, that's right. He gave us off. No, I wouldn't be in the crow's nest.
I believe we established last time that we're going to go to the CD bar to try to establish some information gathering.
Yeah, I think we're
Yes.
gonna try to find out if she's there and where she is, and
Who
try to
she
act really
is.
tough. Well,
What she likes, maybe what kind of flowers we can buy her.
If I can seduce her.
listen, we talked about this, and she would be able to feel your fur if she got too close.
Well, yeah, that's the idea. If I'm trying to seduce her, she's probably going to try to feel the fire.
Quick question.
Are
By
you
her, you mean
disguised?
Shirahama?
Yes.
Yes.
Just checking.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
checking.
Yeah.
My charisma's not fantastic, but I'm willing to give it a shot. I'm willing to take one for the team. With as high as my wisdom is, you'd think I know better.
You would think.
My charisma is fantastic.
This is hopefully a sneak in, retrieve, and sneak out kind of thing.
I'm sorry, I'm a huge metal man. I don't think we're going to be doing much sneaking.
Well, you might not.
I would offer to stay on the boat, but I think the boat's leaving after we get there.
The boat's leaving.
Anyway.
Okay. So, you spend 5 minutes discussing what your plan is, and then saying, we're good.
Plan. Discussing.
You have a rough-ish idea of what you want to do, and not saying much.
And break!
Oh, you're all gonna fucking die. So,
Should we wait? I have a question. Should we use the little scroll of seeming when we get there? Are they gonna check that at the docks, or should we save that for if we get called to
If
the
only-
Pirate King? Or
If only we were on a boat and we had somebody to ask.
I don't remember it.
Captain!
I think it only lasts for a certain amount of time, right?
An hour, a couple hours, something like that.
believe it's 8 hours.
8 hours. Oh,
I believe seeming lasts for 8 hours. Let me check.
I could also probably get away with not having it because I could just say I'm an automaton, in service to one of you.
Seeming lasts for 8 hours.
Okay.
Goodness.
Do we have to know what we want to look like?
I would assume yes.
Yes. So
It's just a random character generator.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
the spell allows you to change the appearance of any number of creatures that you can see within range. You give each target you choose a new illusory appearance. An unwilling target can make a charisma saving throw, and if it succeeds, it is unaffected. So whoever is casting the spell would need to know what you want it to look like so that they could then project that image onto you.
I don't
Okay.
want to change the face that I look.
Also, did the captain come down towards where we were? Or are there
Well,
any
I
shipmates
wasn't
near us?
100% sure if Brick was joking about calling the captain or if he had actually called the captain.
I wasn't 100% sure either.
So then, no, he has not come down.
Okay. Sorry, I keep yawning all of a sudden. Jesus Christ.
We're 10 minutes in!
Feel out. Because Emmy's gonna try to find one of the closest shipmates.
Okay, where are you? Where have you been discussing your plans? Are you up
I'm
on the
assuming
top
on
deck?
the- I'm assuming on the top deck.
Okay. It would be fairly easy to run into either Bosun Lars or perhaps even the first mate Isadora.
First mate.
Okay. So there's a fair bit of hustle and bustle. Being out on the sea, there's always some sort of movement, but coming closer into port, there's a lot more to get ready for and to be prepared for. So there's a bit of a hesitation as you come up to speak to her, as she is currently reminding people, like, hey, we're coming in, blah, blah, blah. She looks and goes, Ah, yes.
Quick question. I promise I won't take too much time. How familiar are you with the scroll that they gave us to change our appearances?
None whatsoever.
Do you know who I need to talk to find out more?
Could probably check with the captain.
Okay. Is he okay if I just walk up and talk to him? Like, is that gonna be a bad thing?
She kind of looks up where he's standing by the wheel, not saying anything, barely moving it. I think he's got the time.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure it was okay and I couldn't just, waltz right up to him. I'm gonna go waltz right up to him now, okay? Thanks.
She kind of looks at you strangely, like, good luck. And then just immediately goes back to giving her instructions out.
Son is also standing there, very amused in this conversation.
Gary's gonna go up to the captain.
Okay, Captain Eirik is standing there, and he is manning the wheel, and he's watching, but his crew is generally handling 90% of the tasks needing to be dealt with. He sees you approaching, and he's, "Hi, good morning there, Lady Kasumi. How can I help you?"
Quick question.
Quick answer.
So are you pretty familiar with that whole seeming scroll you gave us?
No, not at all. I'm not much of a spellcaster myself. I relied on good old steel. He taps the sword at his hip.
Does anyone on the ship know anything about this scroll besides the fact that it's a scroll and it does magical things?
So far as I saw in the last little bit of combat you lot excelled at, you're probably the most gifted ones in the arcane.
Good to know.
We're asking when we need to have the thing on.
Appreciate your input. Yeah, so
If you've got questions about shipping or fencing with a blade, that I can answer.
would it be best for us to show up and get off the boat as different people, or?
Well, I'll tell you something. You need to decide that soon. There's a certain someone up in the cliffside lighthouse. Her name's One-Eyed Martha. Got a bit of a blessing from Ceto herself, missing an eye, but the replacement she's got really good eyesight. So if you're going to be doing any tomfoolery, I'd be saying to do it before we arrive or after. And by before, I mean within the next hour or so. If you can see the lighthouse, you can guarantee that she's seen you for about 3 leagues.
And then how far it would be from shore at that point?
Trying to think the best way to answer your question. We're not really going on to shore.
Well, with port, with the docks.
By the time we see the lighthouse, I'd say we've got about an hour or 2, depending on how many ships are coming and going.
Okay. That clears things up a little bit. But thanks for your input. I appreciate it.
Anytime.
All right, I'm gonna go now. And she just turns around.
Oh, you do that.
Oh my god, Kasumi.
She walks back to the group.
So did he say when we need to have the symbols on our arms or whatever?
He said if we're doing any tomfoolery to either do it within an hour or not until we leave.
So they don't check at the docks?
He said there's some woman with one eye that can see really well at the lighthouse. So once we can see the lighthouse, she can see us.
So I've heard a lot of answers, but not the answer we're looking for.
No.
Oh, okay.
Did you ask the question? Or
I asked the questions, and...
I'm not sure you did.
What question are you talking about?
Do we need to have the symbol on us, the symbol that they check for at the docks, or do they not check for it at the docks?
I asked if it would be best if we looked like other people by the time we ported, or whatever, and he said, "That's up to you. Make your decision within an hour or wait."
Vanera marches up to the captain.
Good day, Lady Vanera. How can I help you this day?
Hello. Good morning. Question.
Hello. Yes, appears I'm getting quite a few of those today.
I'm sure. Do we need to have the symbol on us before we get to docks, or are they gonna check for it, or?
No, they
Are
don't
we gonna be
generally.
like-
They don't generally check for it. It's more of a status symbol. The only time you're really going to be checked for it is if you get into some sort of trouble or if someone suspects you of not belonging.
Is it best to have it more hidden, kind of like under a sleeve, or like out in the open so they can just see it at a glance?
For you lot, considering that you've all got a little bit of a limited time span on that there scroll you've got, I would not put it out in the open. That would be suspicious should someone see it and then it not be there. A lot of us put it in places that are harder to find by accident, as we go to civilized places where we are not welcomed.
Gotcha.
So in all honesty, if you just claimed it was on your left butt cheek, not a lot of people are going to ask about it. Of course, unless you're at a brothel, then they might actually ask to see it. And other things.
The radar dishes peek up. Hearing brothel.
And they say his ears grew 3 sizes that day.
I'm sorry. All I'm thinking of is the scene from Brave where the guy lifts up his kilt and moons the other guy's, "Feast your eyes!"
Good to know. Thank you.
Anything else I can help you with, or can I be steering me vessel?
Oh, I'm sure we'll need something else before we get there. But for now, thank you.
Lovely.
Should have
And
thrown
she
these
waddles
assholes
away.
overboard a long time ago.
Wada.
Oh, he's being
Very
paid
next
quite
day.
handsomely to ship you fuckers to high tide. What, did I say the quiet part out loud?
Don't we always?
Sun just looks into the sky.
So,
So my questions, I didn't get a lot of answers that I wanted to, because I wanted to know more about the seeming spell and
What do you want to know about it?
how it works, and does it hide extra appendages like tails and ears? Like,
I'm sure we won't
May
need
I
to
do an
hide
Arcana
tails.
roll?
yeah, make an Arcana check.
Okay.
12?
Well, it is a spell scroll, and you have a basic idea of what it's supposed to do. You don't
Okay.
know the super specifics of it because you haven't studied magic of this caliber yet.
Okay.
Can I try?
An Arcana check? Sure. Searching your vast databanks of knowledge of wizardry
14?
spells.
I'm just looking at the scroll.
14. Again, you know of it, but it is not a spell that is in your repertoire, so you haven't studied it too much. You know that you're able to change anyone's appearance that's nearby for about 8 hours. Specifics apart from that, not so sure.
I wouldn't let anyone poke you.
well, yes, but like, if I'm wanting to not look like what I am, and let's say I want to look like a tabaxi, am I still gonna have 4 tails?
Can you not
No.
just intertwine them together and make one big tail?
I thought that's the whole point of the scroll. It's supposed to
But
make
I-
you look different.
Well, yeah, but I don't know like the extent of it, like how it works with appendages.
I mean, it's a tail. Like, I don't see why it would be any different.
But
It's
I have
attached
like-
to your
4
body.
But I have 4 of them.
If I use the scroll and I have my one little tail, and I say like I want to be a gif, I turn into a small little hippo man.
I'm just not familiar with this type of magic written on a piece of paper. I'm familiar with my own ability to change my appearance, but not this type.
I mean, it just
Like, I
think
still
of
have
it-
my 4 tails when I shift. So you see where I'm confused. Because when I do my shift, I still have the 4 tails.
well, see, that's more like a natural ability, kind of like how I have my luxurious mane.
It's just.
It's still moving under the effects
Still
of the
floating. Yep.
the jug.
Yep.
Oh,
I'm just
Where is that
paranoid.
jug?
Don't worry about it.
But I want it.
You don't need it.
So
again, you should be fine. Like, if you want to use the scroll to turn into a tabaxi, you're just gonna have the one tail.
Or you could even turn into what is
Brick,
It's a-
make an intelligence check for me, please.
Okay. Let's see if I roll better this time. That was a 19 plus 4, so 23.
You have the identification spell.
I
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
gonna say anything, you know.
I'll
I'm
sit
sitting
down
here
and
like,
I
what? Brick not identified this yet, but
To
you
be
know.
fair, she has it too!
Yeah,
I
but you can
need-
cast it ritually.
Fine, I'll cast it ritually. I was
Okay.
liking this conversation, it was funny.
I'm ready to move on.
I know you are, that's why it's funny.
I just,
So, the spell disguises physical appearance as well as clothing, armor, weapons, and equipment. You can make each creature seem 1 foot shorter or 1 foot taller and appear thin, fat, or in between. You cannot change the target's body type, so you must choose a form that has the same basic arrangement of limbs. Otherwise, the extent of the illusion is up to you. The spell lasts for the duration unless you use your action to dismiss it sooner. Any changes wrought by this spell fail to hold up to physical inspection, as one of you were saying. So, like, if you were to add a hat to the creature's outfit and an object passed through it, someone would see it or touch it and feel something else behind it. So, tails are
Is a tail a
technically
limb, though?
Well,
Are they an appendage?
What's the difference?
Mm, yeah, like you say limb, I just think like arm and legs.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say tails are also an appendage and a limb.
I think it might be up to DM on this.
Well, also, like, when I think of an appendage, I think of like a prehensile tail. So if you're a monkey, then you
rolling
can use
for
your
it.
tail like that. But again, what do I know? I ain't no monkey. I'm just
I'm not crazy. They're serious questions, guys.
You're not even a mammal, Pez.
because it does not specify, I'm gonna flip a coin for it. Yeah, it'll work. It'll hide your tails.
Okay, moving on.
What?
No, I mean
To be fair, it would be like either you or me, Ian, to pull some fuckery where it's like, a tabaxi with
Yeah.
4 tails.
Yeah.
better to question it now than just going for it and realizing.
Because I'm like, we can only use the scroll once. So I gotta think this shit out.
Vanera walks away.
Zahn is like
Let me
into the
finish.
hell of this because usually he's the one who looks stupid in these conversations. He's having a fucking
You're not even
blast.
there!
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he is.
Why wouldn't I be?
He was up in the crow's nest, he
I
said.
literally said no. I wouldn't. He gave us the day off.
Yeah, he retconned it as he remembered that the captain gave you guys the day off to
Oh.
prepare for landing.
Butthead.
Where's Beavis? Anyway. Now that that's sorted out, any other thing we need to plan for? So, that's a good question. Do we want you to appear as someone else coming into port? Or do we only want to use that when we locate and approach the vague area that Shirahama is in so that she doesn't recognize you?
I think it'd be best to save it until we know where she is, and then we try to go closer to her.
Okay.
Plus, we also
But
don't know.
It's not up to me. It's everyone's choice.
Well-
Sounds fair to me.
I don't
What
plan on
I'm-
changing my appearance.
What I'm
Just-
thinking is like, this smash and grab may not last like an hour, like we're guessing. It may last a day or two. Like we could
Oh,
be
there's-
here for quite a bit.
There's gonna be a few days.
Very possible.
Plus, then we could also like scope out the situation, see if Shirahama has like a favored henchman or a favored slut. Then we could disguise as them. But I see no one arguing with me. Like
No,
I
I
made a
think-
pretty good point.
Listen, as far as I know, if they knew who my favorite slut was, probably be a good way to start the, infiltration process.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Isn't that-
Vanera's on board.
Isn't your favorite that blacksmith from that town in the west?
Zon, you just see Zon's, eyes go off into which one's his favorite. I don't know.
You see, this is why I don't dabble in that sort of
Sluttery?
stuff. Yeah,
I don't
just
do it because I
observe.
wasn't programmed for it.
I can change that.
Please don't.
All right.
Regardless. So, I think it is decided that we will stay as our regular forms, shapes, until we figure out where Yohama is, who her inner circle is, and then at that point use the scroll as we deem necessary to enact whatever plan we deem necessary at that time.
Yeah, because I mean, this is a pretty big port area, so they're used to other people from other regions. Like, I mean, this place is. DM, correct me if I'm wrong. This place is a little bit like south-ish of the Untamed West, so I'm pretty sure they're
No,
east,
it's way
West.
to the east.
east.
It's on
of
the other side of the
Untamed
Orc
West.
lands.
So I'm sure they're used to like cowboy-looking people like me. Again, there's like Takatari people. There's other critters from other regions. So
There are people from all over the world.
yeah, we should be fine. I don't think we'll have to disguise ourselves unless we are ready to infiltrate and exfiltrate.
I am
So
curious
just-
if anyone's going to try to pry the gold off of my body.
Well, I mean, if they do, then we'll kill them.
Fair enough. Didn't say we wouldn't. I was just curious if anyone was dumb enough to try.
I mean, if anyone has any questions, if they haven't seen a Warforge, which I'm pretty sure they haven't, I could say I built you, since I am a little bit artificey.
That's what I was saying. Maybe we should just have say I'm a golem, or some sort, or an automaton,
Yeah,
and not purely sentient.
yeah, exactly. Because I mean,
Was-
there's big giant suits of armor walking around all the time. Or even better, you could be a kobold in a giant suit of armor. They don't know unless they pry you open.
Yeah, I think that it would be a good idea to have him seem to be a mindless automaton, as long as he can hold up that charades.
I could make it even better. What if, now, Brick, don't take this the wrong way. What if you are my mount? Like I won't straddle
Again.
your neck. I'll just sit on your shoulder, like
Again.
saying, "Go that way."
Brick has very little facial expression, but you just feel this piercing glare.
Look, I'm just trying to sell the illusion. Like I'm trying not to get us ganked on the very first day. So
If someone is having a hard time buying the lie, I will allow it, but not until then.
all right.
All right. Well, it seems that we have most everything in order. So, yeah.
Onwards and awkwards.
Onwards and awkward.
Zana's just gonna lean against the side of the boat and just wait.
Wish you weren't so fucking awkward, bud. Okay.
Love the DM's over here sighing into his hand, like, you guys are forgetting, like, key plot points, like, you're gonna die, not planning enough.
So, an hour or so passes, and you see the ship is getting closer and closer to the shore. You're starting to be able to make out sandy beaches, very jungle-ish looking forestry just past the beaches, and occasionally you'll see little cliffs rise up and go for a few miles and then come back down.
Are there
And eventually,
are there palm trees?
yes.
Ugh.
As you continue along, one of the first things you notice is a fairly sizable cliff coming into view in the distance, and a slight break in the jungle, or the palm trees and the other sorts of shrubbery. There's a bit of a gap, and then a very large, very thick wall. The wall disappears into the tree line, and as you get further and further along, you see the lighthouse that the captain had spoken of before, and a fair amount of ships coming and going past said lighthouse. As you sail a bit further along, getting closer to the cliffside, what comes into view was not what you were expecting. There seems to be a large coiled serpent statue of some sort in the middle of the waterway. You see across from it is another lighthouse with a bridge, or another lighthouse sitting in the middle of the water on some jagged black-looking rock, with a bridge connecting it to the opposite side. There's a big span of water. It looks like the land comes out in a almost complete circle, with the one spot where the ships are coming and going has been taken out, either through natural causes or man-made. It's a little difficult to tell. But soon enough, the captain raises sails, slows the ship, starts to come to a bit of a crawl, and you all begin to take in your first glimpses of the interior of High Tide. There are no guards that you can see. The ships passing by seem to be of different shapes, sizes, from different regions. Kasumi, you definitely see quite a few there that are of Takatari make. They're a lot more sleek and slender. Their sails are more triangular, whereas you've got the Knightly Kingdoms that have the big multi-sailed masts. Zahn, you even see a fair few Rokusing ships, long ships with the shields on the side, one big sail up the middle with just big burly men and women just rowing their hearts out to get back out to sea. It's all quite fascinating to watch that all these ships are sailing around and they're not running into each other. One of the other first things that you come to notice is that in the middle of this bay is what can only be assumed to be the sandbar. It's a structure that appears to be made of a hodgepodge of ship parts. There's bows, keels, captain's quarters, and it's all mashed together to make some sort of a building with 3 or 4 docks splitting off of it, with ships coming and going constantly from it. As the Harper's Fury, the ship that you were on, passes by it, heading for an empty space on one of the other many docks that jut out from the beach surrounding this, you pass the sandbar and you can hear the distinct sound of a shout, laughter, maybe some music, something slamming down. But before you can see anything else that happens, you're already quickly approaching the dock, and the captain and First Mate Isadora are shouting orders. You have a little bit of time, as you are not currently being required to do any of the work on this, that you're able to take a look around, and in the group chat there is what you see. There are quite a few different spatterings of buildings. You can see they're almost clumped in different sections. And you
Which
are...
boat is us?
Yes.
Oh.
So if you were looking at the that center little sandbar of an island right in the middle of the bay, your ship is currently going to land on that one really big dock that's right beside it. So the ship pulls in, the crew all comes to the top deck. They're throwing off ropes to be caught so the ship can be tied off. The sails are being raised and tied down. Orders are being shouted. Goods are being brought up from below to be offloaded. There's yelling back and forth with the dock workers. And soon enough, the captain comes down, and he gives a grand sweeping gesture with both arms. He goes, "Welcome to high tide, my friends. Pretend like you know what the hell you're doing. Good luck. Hope to never see you again. Off you
Aw.
get."
Kind of rude.
We just kind of sidle up next to him. Which way to the CD bar?
The what?
The kind of low end bar.
The low end bar.
The sandbar.
Thank you. Oh, is that one out there? When I point to
As
the
he was like pointing you towards the docks to get off his boat, he kind of turns and looks back out in the middle of the water, and then back at you. He kind of looks you up and down, and you're not much for swimming, are you?
I can walk. I don't breathe.
He is one for sinking.
Right. Off you go.
Follow.
Captain.
Avitasen, Captain.
What'd you say?
Avitasen first, mate.
I said Apollo.
Oh. Apollo scampers off after you and just kind of like you can see him like kind of panting, stopping and sniffing at the air. He's gotten a bit
You know-
bigger.
I'm gonna heft him into my arms.
Yeah,
I've already had
it's-
one stolen.
It's starting to
I got
get
you
a
again.
little bit more difficult to do that than it used to.
I am happy as points that Magnus is not growing at all.
You ate too many rats. I mean, good job, but you're fat now.
Perfectly timed.
I'm so mad.
But walk off the boat.
Yep. Follow.
Okay.
Give it a
You-
wave.
You step off the ship, walking around to head towards the shore. There are dock workers. A few of them kind of get out of your way. They're more concerned with getting their job done. A few of them that look bigger and a bit more tough, they kind of stand their ground and keep walking in a straight line and sort of force you to move out of their way.
Fuck.
Do you not step aside?
How intimidating do they look?
Easily twice your size.
That's never stopped me before. I mean, their faces.
Okay, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, that's actually really good. Okay. +3, so 13, and if I fail, let me know.
You failed.
Okay. That would be 16.
We just got here.
Still failed. So
Okay.
you try to hold your ground against this lumbering gentleman carrying a crate. He kind of looks you dead in the eyes, and you look at him, and he keeps on walking, and he quite literally walks over you, through you. You are jostled to the side. You're barely able to keep your feet. He doesn't stop. He doesn't apologize. He doesn't look back. He doesn't glare at you. He just keeps walking like you weren't even there.
I'm walking here.
I like this place.
Assume he's going in fox form.
Oh. Did you do that before you got off, or as this is happening?
As it's happening.
I was gonna say, to be fair, Lighthouse Lady has already seen you.
That's okay.
Okay, so as there's that little kerfuffle with Zahn, quite a few people turn and look just to see. They're like, oh. But in that momentary distraction and hope for a fight, you down to fox form. You just trotting along with the
You
group.
want uppies too?
I mean,
Back on our hind legs, big stretch.
do you need me to carry you? Because Hamburger, he could fend for himself.
How tall are you, Pez?
That is a good question. I know this exactly because I am 3'1".
Pez, why don't you hold Hamburger so that we don't lose him?
Rick is also gonna like kneel down and just like put out a hand in a way that you could actually like crawl up his arm onto his shoulder.
Yeah, that might be
Alright.
best.
No, Hamburger the hamburger.
Okay.
Zon's gonna shove Magnus deeper in his backpack and close the top of it.
There's definitely the sound of some kind of chewing, but you're not sure what.
What are you doing?
There's
Follow,
so
please.
you get Kasumi up onto your shoulders and you're walking along, and as you get to the end of the dock, you start kind of looking around to see just any sort of idea of where you might want to go. A little voice speaks up behind you. You hadn't seen them standing there. You hear a, well, you must not be from around here or not been here for long.
Mm,
Can I help you?
don't like.
You turn around and you see a fairly short tabaxi woman in a very dirty, like literally dirt covered black trench coat, has a cute little red scarf on and a hat. She's kind of looking at you, just sort of standing there picking at one of her claws. And oh, well, I just saw your little interaction with the big guy there and your vacant stares. Not sure where to go. Suppose
Who
I
are
could
ya?
help. Oh, me? Oh. My name's Jade Paw, and I'd be more than happy to help you fit in.
For how much?
Yeah.
How much indeed?
Because, I mean, it would be a shame if you asked for something from us, but we just turn around and take it from you instead.
Well, I'd
Let's look
certainly
at her.
love
She
to see
looks
you
like she
try.
has nothing on her.
Oh, she has plenty on her.
Also, just in case the image might entice you to.
Oh,
I'm like, just look at her. You know she has something underneath that there lovely looking outfit. Where'd you get that from, by the way?
I had it made.
Oh, from who? Because I'm actually mighty interested.
Me mum.
Oh, does she do commissions?
Wait for it.
So anyway, do you need a guide, or are you just going to bumble around and
I was trying to butter her up.
Oh.
Did a great job.
I mean,
I mean, a girl can be bought with a meal and a drink, of course. Could show you all the good places to go and peruse wares.
we do have the coin, and you do certainly have the wares.
I knew that was coming.
I mean, as long as you don't steer us towards like a giant gang of pirates, like that group over there who's just staring at us, salivating, thinking that they could take all our stuff.
She kind of looks at you for a long time. Looks at the people you indicated. Looks over where another group is gathered. And then another. And then finally back at you. Might be a bit difficult to not find a pirate around here.
Zon's just gonna hand over his eyeballs, reach into his bag, and pull out one of the chunks of gold he took from that stupid tower that he cut off of whatever it is and hand it to her.
Oh, the Kadal statue?
Uh-huh, that one.
So you're giving her Kadal's toe?
Yep.
Okay, you fish it out and you hand it off to her and she goes... like kind of holds it up to her ear, taps it.
But she...
The toenail.
Wouldn't suggest it.
I'm sure there's a great story behind this, but I would definitely not say no about this little doodad. So, welcome to High Tide. Again, my name's Jade Paw. How can I help
It is
you?
a
What are you looking for? Would you like a place to stay? You looking for men for hire? Looking for a ship?
I mean, a guide would be nice, but
Well, I've been here my entire life. I'd be happy. She kind of takes her head off, does an overdramatic bow. I would love to guide you around.
How does
DM.
she look? Oops, sorry.
It's in the chat.
She's roughly around. She's a little taller than Pez by maybe a foot and a half. She's quite short.
That's how old she is?
Height. I know
Ooh,
you
how
asked how old. I'm just saying that that's what you're able to see. I mean, you can try to make an insight check.
Does she look young? I guess is the better question.
Make an insight check.
Alrighty. I have no idea what my insight is. Never mind, my insight's just fine. It's gonna be a 19.
19? Best you can tell. 20s to 30s ish, possibly. The height kind of throws off some of your calculations.
How many lives do you have left?
Just the one?
Okay.
Must have had a adventurous life if you already went through 8 of them.
Zon's gonna sigh heavily.
I wasn't making a joke.
Neither was I.
You're weird.
Well, Jade. A place to
Jade
save would be
Paw.
a good start. My apologies. Miss Jade Paw. A place to save would probably be a good point to start. And, may
As
have
she
some
looks
other
at the
questions.
giant golden toe that you gave her. Well, I can certainly say that you're probably not wanting to be going and staying at the Peril Reef if you are carrying around this kind of chain. Toes. She kind of tucks it into a pouch that was hidden underneath her trench coat.
That actually sounds like a great place. Tell me more.
The Peril Reef Inn. You want to stay at the Peril Reef Inn.
Why not?
Yeah, sounds perilous. I think it'd be fun.
I mean, if you're not afraid of getting any diseases and having questionable food given to you, sure, I can take it to the Peril Reef.
Tit for
There's
tat.
also the Drunken Turkey, the High Sand Inn, the Broken Mast Inn.
Maybe
Well, so-
turkey.
Where would maybe the, how would you say, higher profile pirates go to?
That's a bit of a trick question, I'd say. The higher profile pirates have their own abodes. I don't know
Can't see
she's
what that says.
indicating.
Yeah, I can't see what it says either.
Peril Reef. Places that Shirahama may be at. Oh, I fucked up my notes.
Yeah, I
Depends
say
on
we
the-
go there.
Ooh.
It depends on the comfort of the stay you're looking for. If you're interested in subpar standards, Peril Reef is good. It save you a lot of money, but there are other risks involved. Not much security, bad food, bad drink, bad rooms. If you want a nice, safe place, guaranteed to be safe, the Drunken Turkey's where you want to be. If you're
What's your
willing to spend a
favorite?
bit more money, you've got the High Sand Inn. Real quick, let me make sure I'm doing the right one. The High Sand Inn, it's Daggerhand there is really good with the alcoholic drinks that he pours. Doesn't put much more effort into the rooms or the food. But if your goal is to get drunk with a bunch of pirates, that's the place to go. If you want the best place to go and spend the most amount of money and have the most comfortable stay, you'd probably want to go to the Broken Mast Inn down in the Rum Sprawl.
Thank you. Well, I think that people were looking at that first one just cause. So you can make out where all of them are for us if you don't mind as we are traversing.
She still seems just confused beyond compare that after all she said, you're still interested in going to the Peril Reef. And she just
There's
kind of...
There's a few places that we can go. Those all sound good.
Mm-hmm.
Could you point them out as we walk?
Oh, yeah, I could. It's a bit of a haul. You've got... she kind of points just to the north where you got off the docks. The Peril Reef's up in this direction. Then you've got... let me see. Where's... Sorry. She actually points further to the west, a little bit north to the east, sorry. The Peril Reef's up in that general area, not a very good, safe place. She points to the area closest to you. Right here in South Old Town, that's where you'd find the Drunken Turkey. And then she points way off across the water. Dock Sword, that's the one that's going to have the high sand in. And then she points way to the south on the complete opposite side of the bay from where you're standing. Down in the Rum Sprawl, that's where the Broken Mast Inn would be. So, I appreciate your generous contribution, and because of that, I would be more than happy to walk and lead you anywhere you would like to go for the day.
I mean, yeah. That sounds fair. And plus, if your legs do get tired, because mine does. I mean, I know us shorter folk have issues keeping up with the taller folk. But I mean, if your legs do ever get tired, please be sure to partake in our golem over here. He's pretty good at carrying us when our legs get a little tired.
I see where this is
Kind
going.
of-
I'm okay with it.
looks up at the giant metal thing, then back down at you, Pez. Gives you a pat on the back. I'm good, thank you, though.
Just thought I'd offer.
Well, Miss Jade Paw, lead us on.
Okay, off to the Peril Reef Inn, right this way. She begins to lead you along. She's pointing out the different locations as you go. One of the things she
As we turn to go, my hand just so happens as I'm turning to smack Pez in the back of the head.
Okay.
Just,
Get a good little thwap on the back of the head there, Pez.
That's fine. How much damage?
Unless he's meaning to deal damage.
no,
It's just
I'm not
like a...
needing to deal damage.
She does point, before you leave the dock, she points to the left and says, that clump of buildings there is South Old Town. All of this on this side of the bay is considered Old Town. You've got the Barnacle Market there. She points out a large cluster of multicolored tents. Looks very similar to the marketplace that you had seen while you were in Mailglen.
What kind of things are at that marketplace?
Well, those are the ones be careful what you buy in the Barnacle Market. You can definitely get stuff that's okay, but you're probably going to be getting what you pay for. Versus going to, I suppose if you want to try your luck at Suave's Trading Company, you could go there and get some high quality things. Really kind of depends on what you're searching for.
I was searching for a companion.
Companion?
She points to the thing in her arm.
Oh, a little fluffy thing. And she kind of like hands on her knees and looks down at Paulo and just kind of like, gushing over it. To be honest, I don't believe there's any brick and mortar that sells anything quite like that. You could try the Barnacle Market either in the north or the south, but I don't personally shop for them, so I've never really looked.
Real quick, like just looking at the map,
Mm-hmm.
Barnacle Market, is it to the southeast of the the circle looking thing on the map?
Southeast of the circle-looking thing on the map.
Like that
Oh.
Colosseum looking thing. Is it those pretty umbrellas on the
That
beach?
is the south. That is the southern Barnacle Market. If you
Okay.
look north of that, there's another cluster just below the three chunks of buildings. That's the northern Barnacle Market that she first indicated to you.
Okay.
But she does start to lead you all the way around to East Old Town, which is kind of... actually, I can probably go ahead and send the map with the information on it, since you did actually accept her touriness.
Names, please.
Names, please.
Um,
So, DM, how often in the shower did you practice her voice?
Her voice?
Hmm.
Oh, I fucking made
didn't
that up
hear.
on the spot. Peanut, on the other hand.
Hours in the shower.
10.
Yay!
Okay, Carmen.
Geography.
So she is currently leading you to East Old Town, and she explains the general regions and locations around the area already. Yeah, it's a fair walk. It's about 10-15 minutes to get from where you guys got off the docks, right by the northern Barnacle Market, all the way into East Old Town, where the Peril Reef Inn is located. And as you get closer to the structure, you begin to realize that what she was telling you was the truth. As you're walking, she lets you know that the Peril Reef Inn has been around longer than most people can really remember. The front door is hanging on by a single hinge, and even walking up, you see that there are missing floorboards, and
Your mic is brocking.
who's? What?
Zach's mic was brocking. Sorry.
Oh.
Thought I heard heavy breathing.
AC.
So yeah, the front door is hanging by a single hinge. There's floorboards that are missing. There is a smell like things haven't been cleaned for quite a while. It's not a very appealing place to want to stay.
Well, I can see why you would say it'd be questionable to stay here.
Aye, and that's why I'll be staying out front while you conduct whatever business you may like.
I would probably stay outside with you.
Okay, what are you all doing?
Wait, so you're staying outside?
I'm not going into that shithole.
I mean, like, what is there a rusty nail every 5 feet? Like, what are we getting ourselves into? What should we be worried about?
I've already told you. Good luck.
All right. Love the enthusiasm.
She's giving you 2 thumbs up.
I'd
just-
give you another thumbs up, but Hamburger's kind of nomming on my left thumb.
I just
He's hungry.
quietly whispered to Kasumi on my shoulder, "Why are we letting them do the talking?"
Doesn't say anything. She just kind of nuzzles. Just sits there and
Just a little foxy.
There any windows?
What used to be windows, most of them are broken.
So you
Some of
can
them are
see
just
in?
non-existent. It's kind of dark inside, but you can see in.
Is there anyone? Any movement?
Make a perception check.
I don't see anything.
The door situation, is it like open, or do you have to like open a door?
The door is hanging by a single hinge. It's kind of just...
Okay, well I just go in. I don't care.
Okay. Make a dexterity saving throw.
All right.
Jesus. Enter the inn if you dare.
You said dexterity?
Mm-hmm.
That would be a 10.
A 10. You move the door out of the way. It does open. It's not locked. It's not latched in any sort of way. It was basically just at like a 30-degree angle over the doorway. And as you step inside, you take 1 step, 2 steps, and then you get suddenly shorter on one side as your foot goes through a hole in the floor, and you almost fall face first, but you're kind of like just hunched down, and you have to get your foot back out from the floorboard, and you realize that there's quite a few spaces like that in the floor scattered around everywhere. Looking inside with your kobold eyes, there is one lantern that is lit. There are other lanterns, but none of them seem to have been kept up or maybe refueled. And it's shedding just a little bit of light. You can see there's one grizzled, old, just down on his luck looking kind of guy. He's got a tankard and he's just staring off in the distance. You watch him for a few seconds and you're not even sure that he's breathing. You hear a soft,
Yeah.
like, creaking noise from somewhere behind the bar. You don't see anything. There's another person in the corner that seems to be slumped down on the table that he's sitting at and is snoring, even though it's midday.
Vanera, where are you? Are you like a couple feet behind me?
I'm still outside. I'm looking in.
Okay.
I watched you.
Okay.
There's you kind of look back to see if she's followed you. She hasn't followed you. She's looking through a broken pane window as you go inside. She's like,
I mean, thinking in my internal monologue,
That man looks very intriguing to look at.
Internal monologue.
so I might like go up to that grizzled guy who's just sitting there, 1,000-yard stare off to nowhere, and hope that my companions are following me. If not, then that's fine. I could handle the situation on my own.
okay. You walk up to the man. You were alone in there. The Vanera's watching.
I avoid
through a
every
window.
hole.
Okay. You make it up to the man who's sitting there, staring off into the distance. What are you doing?
Hey, excuse me, mister. Can I buy you a drink?
There's no response. He is staring straight ahead. And as you are now closer, you get a heavy whiff of ale and what might be urine.
Well, I've smelled worse. I worked on a farm. What is he looking at?
You kind of look at him and look where he's looking, and then you kind of like shimmy to the side and try to like line up your head with him to see where he's looking. It's just a wall. There's nothing there.
Pretty fascinating wall. I mean, I'm sure like that wall would be more interesting with a little bit more to drink. Hint, hint. Nudge, nudge. Are you alive, sir?
You sit and you wait for a moment after talking to him. No reply.
Pez, I think we can move on now.
Okay. To the bar.
No, outside, not in.
Oh. To the outside.
Okay. Eventually, Pez makes his way out, taking his time to not step in another hole. And as you were shutting the door behind, you hear that squeaking noise again, but you're outside. Everyone is waiting for you, and Jade Paw is just kind of leaning against a building on the opposite side of the street, and is again just kind of like fiddling with one of her claws. And she goes, "Did you get all the answers you wanted?"
As a matter of fact, I did. There's a very fancy wall in there. Lady J-Paw, I got a question for you.
Well, sure.
Can I actually make like a history check? Like if I read anything or overheard any of the pirates on the ship, like if I know any names of high profile pirates other than Shirahama.
You didn't go around asking about anyone. You didn't go around asking anyone other than Shirahama. And most of the crew would be kind of talking amongst themselves, talking about their conquests and, exaggerating their own battle stories. Possibly the only other figure that would have been spoken of would be the Pirate King and his second in command.
And his second in command was...
All that you know is that their name is Brave Bailey.
Okay.
So, Lady J-Paw, where... Seeing that this place wouldn't be, that much of a more, like, high society place,
Come on.
where exactly would a more sophisticated place be? Like, I know that you said that this place wasn't really one of the places that we should go to, and seeing that for myself and nearly dying in a hole. Yeah, where?
She kind of takes a deep breath in and sighs. As I tried to tell you before, if you're looking for high scale clientele sort of deal, you're looking for the Broken Mast Inn down in Rum Sprawl. If you're looking for fancy drinks like you've never had before, the High Sand Inn in the Docks Ward. But if you're looking for a place that's about the safest place to be apart from your own ship, then the Drunken Turkey's where you'd want to be. They don't even allow weapons in there.
Zahn just frowns all of a sudden.
No weapons inside. Why is that, if you don't mind my asking?
The proprietor don't like conflict too much. He's got a couple of rules for his establishment. She kind of thinks about it for a second. She goes, the first one, no weapons. Second, no stealing from one another while you're inside. No violence is to be had within. If you got a disagreement, take it outdoors. And the fourth one, mostly respect everybody. That would be in there. Oh, and there's a fifth new one. Any foul language will not be tolerated while his son is awake.
His son?
Yeah, he's got a bit of a newborn. Real cute thing.
Oh.
Likes to chew on things, though.
What is he, if you don't mind my asking? Like, is he a human or green skin?
He's a tabaxi like me.
Oh, you don't say.
Yes, I did say.
Well, I mean, what say all of you, talkative bunch? Should we try to go down to that place? Because, I mean, that sounds like a good place where we could, let loose, ask around, see if we can get any jobs, like find a bounty or two.
Zahn's gonna look at Jade Paw and be like, is that, like, the look of, is that something that actually happens here?
What? Getting bounties?
Do people do that here?
Not usually.
Yeah,
I mean, sure, every now and then someone comes back and they're pissed off about someone or other and you want to get a bit of revenge. That's pretty normal.
Yeah, is that I kind of figured.
Because, I mean, you look at our motley crew, some would say that we are mercs for hire, so we could be a little bit ruthless. Like, maybe, like, I know that in this high society establishment, like, there's no weapons and none of that, but maybe if someone has a grievance, they might want to talk to us, and we could handle that grievance.
Well, if you're looking to get yourself hired, you'd want to hang around the docks and see about any ships that are looking for new crew members. We don't really have job postings.
Yes, it sounds about right. How about we start heading towards this inn you have been speaking about so much?
Which one? The Drunken Turkey?
Sure, that one. The one with the gentleman who has his son or whoever.
Sure, we can head that way. It's probably the closer of the other three. She kind of thinks about it for a second. Yeah. It's just in South Old Town.
To restart my computer. Actually not opening anything.
Oh.
So like D&D Beyond is not working for me. So I gotta completely restart. I don't know if you wanna... It's not a D&D Beyond thing, it's my computer thing. So I don't know if you wanted to...
Yeah, we've been going
quick small break.
for an hour and a bit, so we'll take a quick break while we solve some technical... We'll be back.
Technical difficulties.
We'll be back in a minute.
And I'm the drunk one here.
Let's rock this roll.
And we are back. So, you just left the Peril Reef Inn, where Pez had a near-death experience falling through a hole in the floor. and spoke to a
Terrifying.
man who was clearly drunk off his shit and probably wet himself on multiple
Pretty sure he was
occasions.
dead.
So, Jade Paw takes you back roughly to where you had started your adventure here in High Tide, to an area referred to as South Old Town. The buildings here look a little bit newer than the ones that you had seen in the Eastern Old Town, and she takes you through alleyways and through another street, and eventually you do get to a structure that looks fairly clean and fairly nice compared to some of the others around it. They're not terrible around it, but this one definitely seems to be a little bit more well kept. The first thing you notice when J-Paw walks up and goes straight on through the doorway is there is a sign to the left that has the 4 house rules. No weapons, no stealing from one another, no violence to be had within, and respect all within. There is a 5th one that looks like it was freshly painted on. They didn't bother to change it to 5 rules, they just left it at 4. And it says, foul language will not be tolerated while the boy is awake. So, Jade Paw opens the door and steps on inside the establishment.
This is the turkey one, right?
The drunken turkey.
Before we head in, can I look at Kasumi and figure out why, and see if I can figure out why she is staying in fox form instead of helping?
Make an insight check at disadvantage,
Okay.
because your previous insights have been trying to read people, not
Animals.
Foxes.
Insight. Oof. 3.
No, you
don't
have
know
no
shit.
clue.
Nope, she's just trying to hide her identity. Moving on.
Okay. All 5 of you go inside.
Can we go outside? Zon looking puzzled. He doesn't really see anybody to take weapons from him.
I mean, there might be
usually-
like a little booth inside where we deposit our weapons.
Coat rack.
Yeah, like a coat rack.
Check the bags.
Yeah,
I
so
go
guess-
inside.
Yeah, Zon follows.
Okay. You all step inside, and you are expecting to see Jade Paw in front of you, but you hear a clinking sound to your left, and you look over, and she's pulling out quite a few things from inside her jacket, and is either setting them on the shelf, hanging them from a little hook, and she kind of looks at all of you and kind of points at your various weaponry, and then points at the wall. Just stick them there, and they'll be fine.
2 questions. 1, what kind of weapons are she pulling out? Like daggers, knives, like sneaky kind of things?
Yes.
Okay, so no firearms.
Not that you've seen.
Okay. Question number 2. Are there like, is it like a wall with hooks, or are there like cubbies that we can
There's
put
kind
stuff
of
in?
there's kind of a bit of everything. There's shelves, there's barrels, there's hooks, there's, as you say, little cubbies, there's baskets. It just seems to be anything that the proprietor has been able to grab for things to be stored on or in has been placed there.
Okay.
Zon's gonna get his sword and look at it and be like, flip it up and put it on one of the holders that hopefully will hold the fucking monstrosity.
As you put your blade there, a voice shockingly close beside you goes, "Ah, good to see you follow the rules. New faces, good to see. Hello, hello, hello." And you see a very tall, very lithe tabaxi gentleman, looking a bit more like a lynx in the ear department. He was not standing there a second ago. He has a long kind of scarf over his shoulders and around his neck, covering his chest. He has another big red scarf tied around his waist. He's got kind of dark greenish trousers, is barefoot. He has very colorful, very bright earrings in his long notched ears. He's got bracelets and what seems to be some other assorted items around his waist. But he's looking at all of you and it's just has this big smile on his face, like he's just never been happier.
Rick is in the background doing the movie thing where he's taking out all the weapons that he has stored everywhere and hanging them.
So, do many people not follow the rules?
The ones that don't follow the rules don't stay inside for very long.
How tall is this Baxi?
You're having to look up at him. He seems almost.
Oh,
he's like to almost Brick's height. Like he's quite tall.
And slender.
Yes.
You are very
He's very
quiet for such a large man.
Well, thank you. Out of practice.
So, how might I address you, kind sir?
You can call me Boba Senior.
You say Boba? Like Boba Fett? Boba?
Boba Senior.
Why do I feel like I'm going to be
Amazing.
very not surprised at his son's fucking name every 2 seconds?
Give you 3 guesses and the first 2 don't count.
Surprised it's not Nikolai and Boba.
If it's Django Jr., I'm going to fucking kill Break.
So his intelligence score
just
is
leave
below
it.
10, right?
Sorry, say again?
So his intelligence score is below 10, right?
You don't know that. You have no idea.
Mr. Boba Senior. Can we just call you Senior or Boba? Like,
Senor.
Boba's fine. Boba Senior's good too.
what is the guarantee that our equipment will still be here by the time we're leaving your fine establishment?
Oh, you've got my guarantee. Everyone that comes in follows the rules. Even the king.
How?
He doesn't
Really?
come often, but he followed the rules.
Wow.
How often does he come by?
Not very.
No.
Does anybody high
Intelligence
profile come?
two.
I'm sorry.
What, Vanera?
Said intelligence 2.
Do many high
So,
profile people come through here?
Depending. Lots of people like to come in when they don't want to have to be watching their backs or their things to be nicked, stolen, or placed into bodies with force and pain.
Seems like you've had experience with that.
Zon's gonna
No.
gaze down at Jade Paw just as he's saying all of this side-eyed.
She just
Bombastic
has this kind of serene smile on her face, and she just looks like this is just normal. And as you look at her, she goes, "Ah, Jade, hello." Usual. Yep. Okay. And he turns, and it's weird. You see him walking like a normal person would, but he's moving way faster than he should be. It's kind of like if you're at an airport and you're walking on the ground and someone's on that walking like track. It's kind of like that.
The moving walkway is ending. Please watch your step.
Mind your step. But he moves behind the counter and he begins mixing some sort of drink.
Yay.
Aye, yes.
How does he do that?
Do I?
It's a moving thing.
Oh, I suppose he puts one foot in front of the other like the rest of us.
No, really. I'm talking, how does he move so fast? It's much faster than it looks.
I don't know. He has long legs. And she goes, takes her hat off, finds herself a seat at one of the tables, and she kind of has to like hop up into one and just sits down and just. She kind of is sitting there for a minute, and then she kind of like snaps her head up and starts to look around. It's like, Then she kind of goes back to how she was sitting.
Sit with her.
Yeah, can I like disrobe? Well, not like completely get naked.
Robe.
Can I just like put on my equipment?
Scandalous.
This is the family restaurant.
I'm putting all my equipment in one of the cubbies,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna take my hat off too, and like just put that to where it's kind of hiding all of my stuff.
Kids.
Okay, so you put
Now
your
I'm-
hat on top of your gear.
Yep, and
Okay.
I'm gonna join them.
Okay.
How crowded is the inside?
It's a little after midday. There's a few patrons sitting around here or there, compared to the rusty old gentlemen that you had seen in the Peril Reef Inn. These ones are kind of a mix between a very grizzled, sweaty, kind of dirty gentleman, someone that's relatively more clean and well kempt. They're sitting at the table. They're all kind of smiling. They're drinking and eating. It's knowing where you are. It doesn't feel like you're in a dangerous pirate town. It feels just sort of like a regular place. But you also notice that no one else in there has anything on them weaponry wise.
Rick, Jane, get down.
Kasumi is gonna hop down. And she is gonna kind of take her time and stealth around the bar and see if she can eavesdrop on any conversations.
Oh, can Hamburger join her? Never mind.
So you are going behind the bar, yes?
I was picturing if it's like out where people are are they all at the bar?
There's a few people at the bar. There's a couple groups at tables.
So she's like finding like nooks, maybe under benches or kind of underneath a table.
Okay.
Just kind of slinking around, trying to be as stealthy as she can.
Well, first off, make a stealth check, because you
Okay.
are a bright white fox.
DM.
Yes'm.
I also have cuff of captions on that I would like to utilize.
Okay. Kasumi, what'd you get?
That would be a 27.
Mayo.
Like a ghost.
I don't even think I could roll higher than a 27. So,
Cocaine one.
Like a fart.
so make a perception check now, please.
Foxes have pack tactics?
Stop.
No, I'm legitimately curious because they.
No.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Brick, you feel Kasumi jump off of your shoulder, and before you realize it,
Springboard.
you're kind of like, how the fuck does she do that? Maybe not in those words specifically, but for something that bright and that white to just
Meow.
disappear is scary and impressive. You and Vanera, well, Vanera with her captions and you with your slinky dink listening, a lot of the conversations are just idle chit chat, talking about the day that they'd had, who they'd seen in the port. There's really nothing that like super piques your interest. No names that you recognize. You do overhear something about an event in the Moondock Arena in the coming weeks. But generally speaking, it's idle chit chat. Kasumi, make another perception check for me.
Okay. 7.
7. As you're kind of slinking around, you're watching for people moving, you're watching for feet. And as you go and start to slink under another bench, you come to an abrupt halt as there's another pair of eyes under the bench that are looking at you.
Is it the baby Boba?
It might be the baby boba. Where the fuck is my mouse? There's my mouse.
I need pictures.
I'm working on it. It takes you a second to realize what you're looking at, but you see a much smaller baby tabaxi, basically. And it's sitting kind of on its back, holding a sword, and it's just kind of like gnawing on it. And it just has the widest dilated pupils, and it's just...
It sees me, or did I just run into it?
It's kind of like you're sneaking, you're like, hi.
So in that case, Kasumi is gonna roll over on her back and just like start pawing. She's gonna do the belly rubs gesture.
You hear the gurgliest little meow around the sword, and there's a bit of a clatter, and he kind of does the, the, and then just, so you can make a dexterity save if you want, or just let yourself get tackled.
She's gonna use dex save.
Okay.
And then she's gonna also go into the pounce stance, like paws out, butt up.
Okay, what was your dex save?
24.
24. You are definitely able to outmaneuver this child tabaxi that kind of leaps towards you, loses its footing as you jump out of the side, and his head kind of thumps against the leg of the bench that you were underneath. Doesn't seem to phase it. He kind of shakes his head, turns around, and looks for you, and again, just eyes fucking dilated to dinner plates.
I'm now entertaining a baby tabaxi. This is what I'm doing now. Yep. So she's just gonna continue to play, let it pounce, and then get out of the way. All four tails wagging.
Okay. As all that is happening, Boba Senior appears back at your table, and he kind of looks around and. So, anything I can get you? Food, drink, looking for a room?
You have Rokasine visitors, do you not?
Time to time. They don't usually like my place because there's no chance for violence.
That honestly does make quite a large deal of sense. What do you have to eat here?
Meat?
Zedvax, if you don't mind.
Anyone else? No?
Do you have any, never mind.
What do you have for drinks?
Drinks. We have mead, wine, ale, and something the locals like to call grog. I do not like it too much.
I will take some wine, please.
Wine.
I'll take some mead, please.
Wine and the mead? And your thing does not consume, no? And he points at Brick.
His head slowly just turns toward him.
No,
I
he's
mean-
fine.
Yeah, he's fine.
You, sir man with the big ears. Drink? No? Yes?
Yeah, bring me whatever you are feeling.
Mead it is! And he dashes back. He actually stops partway through the room, turns, looks over, sees Kasumi playing with his son, and he kind of dashes over, picks him up, big smile on his face, and he just starts like doing like little dancing spins around the room. My boy has found a new playmate. This is a good day. And he kind of he's kind of giggling and burbling and dances around with them. Just seems to be having just loving life. And he eventually puts him back down in front of Kasumi. And goes, and he looks at both of you and he goes, "No biting." But he's especially looking at Boba Jr. He's like, "Boba Jr., no bite. No. Ah. Okay." And he kind of gets up and dashes back to go prepare your meals.
Jade's sitting with us, right? I'm not crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, we sat with her.
Okay, just want to make sure. I'm gonna look at Jade.
Mhm.
So, Jade, out of curiosity, how well versed are you with people in this city?
I know quite a few little people here and there. I don't know everyone. It's kind of tricky to do that.
Well, that does make sense. Out of curiosity, how would I ask the question? If we were trying to find someone in this city, where would be a good place to find, like, I don't know, like the king or pirates or something.
She
Like
kind of
if I do-
laughs real loud and goes, "You do not want to go and meet the king."
I do not want to meet the king, but I mean, is there a part of the city where more well-known people tend to reside, or is it scattered throughout all of the city?
She kind of takes a drink that you realize that Boba Senior had come and delivered to her, and she sips it. I'm trying to think of the best way to answer without getting you killed.
I
The
am no
more
stranger to that.
high-profile ones have their own abodes and generally do not enjoy visitors. The best chance you have to meet with them is to be out and about when they are out and about.
Do any...
And I cannot reiterate this again. Do not let the Pirate King see you. She kind of leans in. She kind of leans in real close and says, "I am going to assume that you are not actually pirates of high tide, no? You seem a bit
mean,
too
yeah.
mean when you were asking all these questions. Do not say it out loudly." She's kind of looking at you, Pez.
That is the first time I've ever been accused of being clean. Well, not literally clean, figuratively clean. I burn buildings and stuff like that down.
Oh, I have done the same. It is quite fun. No, but
I like you.
in all seriousness, if the king sees you, he is the one who does the branding. He does not recognize you, you probably die. You see the king, you do not let him see you. And
That
if
is
he
fair.
sees you, I have never seen you before in my life.
That's fair, and you've... I was about to say, we have never seen you before.
Good.
Who are you?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
While this conversation is going on, can Brick like subtly look around and see if anyone is eyeballing us? I'm not looking for conversation. I'm just looking for eyes or glances our way that seem a bit too interested.
Make a perception check.
That's not bad. 18.
18. You kind of look around and you do see people giving you the occasional glance, especially you, because you're quite an
You're
oddity.
you.
So is Zahn. But generally speaking, a lot of the patrons are actually looking at Kasumi playing with Boba Jr. and have a kind of like wistful like aw look as they're watching them both play. It's very different than what you were expecting from all the books that you read about, the gruff and grumble, hey, I hate to wear blah, blah, I'm gonna steal everything, everyone just gets in my way, is gonna go die. Like, these seem like normal people in here. Now, whether or not they stay like that once they leave might be a completely different story.
So, Jade.
Jade Paw.
Paw. Sorry, I was not sinking. He's gonna reach into his bag and pull out 2 more chunks of the hoe gold. And, he's on the table. So, I have questions that I need answered. I'm trying to find someone, a high-profile pirate by the name of Shirahama. If you can tell me where she frequents, and then tell nobody that you told me anything, these both will be yours.
Ooh, I also just realized that I have the wrong ambiance playing.
Did flashing the gold get anyone's attention?
Depends. Were you being stealthy with it?
Yes, very much so.
Make a stealth check.
I will do so.
Stop rolling your dice around. It picks up on your microphone.
Is this a disadvantage for moving? Is sliding something disadvantage, or...
It's a stealth check.
It
To
is
be
a stealth
fair.
check.
Okay. It's actually good. 13.
13. You pull the toes out and you're sliding them towards her, and she kind of like pushes it away. We do not deal and do work within the Drunken Turkey. It is not a rule, but it is one that we sort of abide by. I can see what I can do, but unfortunately, I may need to consult with someone else about this. They have, for lack of a better word, better sight than I. Also, this woman, we do not like her either, so I am sure we will be able to convince them to aid you a bit.
That is very helpful of you. I appreciate it. But if it is not done here, we'll do it anywhere. You will be compensated for the help that you give us, of course. It is only fair.
Just for my own curiosity, with my help, I am assuming that you perhaps wish her ill will, yes? Be careful how you answer.
Well, to be fair, I
Just questions.
don't really.
You wish to ask her questions? She's looking to you, Vanera, at that point.
Just questions.
She is not one to sit and be questioned. She is the one who does the questioning.
That is fair.
She has the attitude of I am better than you, I know more than you, you are in my way, you are small, you are ugly.
Son frowns at that last one.
Yeah, she too kind of sits there for a second and just takes a big drink.
I have a feeling you have been called names by this person.
I do not wish to speak of it.
Yes, that's what I kind of figured.
If there is harm to be done to her, you will have my cooperation. If you wish to help her, I will give you your toe back and we will part ways.
No, we don't wish
Nein.
to help her.
No, there will be no helping this woman.
Then we can be friends.
That is good.
So tell me, do you wish harm upon this person? She's kind of looking
We
at
would-
you with like a real intently.
I was told to behave in town, but as I said before, I am known to burn a building down or two.
Harm it is then. So, I help you. She get what may be coming to her. It is a very good day.
This will obviously put a pretty big target on our backs, yes?
Perhaps. Depends on how you go about it. If you were to incite some sort of how best to say it?
Altercation?
Make it look like she is at fault. There are many altercations that happen within the streets that are settled on the streets. With swords, guns.
So, do people die often?
Depends. Sometimes it is just a brutal beating, other times it is swift. And so long as no one is upset by it, they are tossed into the sea to feed Ceto's children.
I like it here.
It is quite nice.
And I'm not into the, how to call it, the branding, but the violence I can do.
It lasts but a moment and you get right over it. It's not that bad. The only thing that I will caution you about is doing any sort of damage to buildings or the structures therein. That would draw the ire of the king. This is
Yeah.
his place.
Yeah, I won't destroy any buildings, at least on purpose. But
Destroying would be very bad. Damaging, just as bad. Do not do that.
yeah, either or some.
If you don't mind my asking, are you branded by the king?
Of course I am. We all are, aren't we? She says this a bit louder and more prominent as Boba Senior appears and is giving you drinks and food and all. He just has this sort of serene smile on his face.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're all branded. I'm branded in a kind of comparison spot up under the tail, but I was just curious where yours was.
Just ask that.
She kind of nods along with Vanera. It is not terribly polite to be asking where our brands are.
I was just curious because I mean, I know the king kind of enjoyed doing that to me. I mean, I am small, I'm ugly, so.
Zana's gonna pat him on the head heavily. Oh, Pez. So, that being said, do you have a house here that you stay at? Hopefully.
I am not renting my rooms to you.
No, I would not be renting your rooms. No, I just met you. That being said, though, you do have a place to stay that is not here.
Well, I do not sleep on the streets.
That is what I was making sure.
So, if you would like to eat and drink, and of course I can give you more of a tour of the town, or if you would like to get straight to business, that is also an option.
Zan's gonna pick up some of the food he was brought and look at everyone else, and eyebrows raised, like, what do we do?
Can I give Brick some of my mead to see if he likes it?
I'll give him some meat.
Mead.
Doesn't
You
matter.
slide the cup to him.
Yeah.
Okay. You slide the cup to him. He like robotically reaches out, takes it.
Roll 9 dice, sir. Vanera,
Let's-
prepare to note.
What dice should I use for this?
And what flavor mead?
Noodles.
Has he had meat before? I thought he said
No.
meat before.
No,
No?
you said sake. You
Oh,
said
he likes
beer.
What'd you get?
18.
Oh, he likes mead.
Okay.
The first
I'd
one in a
like to-
while.
I like to
Um,
give him some drinks every now and then, just lubricate him.
Just like one of those very mechanical coin slot machines that like take the coin in their hand and slot it in or something. Just
Zan is very entertained watching this.
Your little companion that was on your shoulder. Where did that one go?
Oh, she's playing with Boba Jr.
Oh. Well, that is cute. Okay, so when we finish up here, we go and speak to Mama, and we see if we cannot figure out where this beach. She like says the word and immediately like hunkers down, and like as her neck like shrinks into her shoulders, Boba Senior is just behind her, and it like is just looming. She's like, "I am sorry, I said it quietly." And like he just stands there and stares at her for a second, and she's kind of looking at you guys, just kind of trying to judge if he's still back there or not.
Zan's just gonna look at her, shaking his head.
This mead is lovely.
The wine is very good too.
I will She kind of like pulls some coins out, sits it on the table, slides off her chair. I will be outside. And she gets off her chair and goes outside. And Boba Senior's just kind of like standing there and just like watching her leave. And then he looks back at the rest of you and goes, "That will be 15 copper pieces for the lot."
That's Zan will slide that over.
50 copper.
Inventory.
So we do have rooms here. They are not the overall greatest, but it will let you sleep, and you can be assured to be safe.
Do we leave the weapons out here overnight, or are we free
Yes.
to bring those in? Oh, okay.
No, they stay where they are, or you can leave.
That's just curiosity. So,
De
thank
boba.
Can I reach into my bag of holding and feel around for one of my turquoise animal figurines? Like, see if I could find kitty cat or something.
You reach in for your jade figurines and you root around in them, and you're looking. It's like, no, no, no. There are none of them that really look like cats.
All right. Well, there goes my idea. I was gonna give him a gift because he's being cool, but never mind. Continue.
Well, Mr. Boba Senior, we have some other things to attend to, but the room here sounds very nice. At least I think so, as everyone seems like this is a perfectly nice place to stay.
I don't see why not. How much are the
Fine.
rooms?
It would be 20 copper per person per night. That, of course, includes the food and drink for the
Good.
evening.
Yeah, we should be back.
Yes. See no reason why we would not be back. So we have some things to attend to, but we will come visit you a little later on when we have concluded all of the shopping and other things that we might need to take care of.
Very good. Drink up, eat up. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. As we're eating, when we get and drinking, when we get close to finishing, Zan's gonna make Kitty at Mitsumi, trying to get her attention.
You're just making those sounds at her. She'll stop and she'll just like snap her head towards you and go right back to play.
But the baby.
Oh,
But the baby hears it.
Make a dexterity save.
oh, me?
You looked away.
Oh no!
That's a 10.
Pounced.
He rolled a 12. The moment you
Just
look
looks
away,
away,
you
looks
get
back.
a boom. It's not hard, and he's not biting hard, but he does kind of tackle you, and you kind of tumble for a little bit. But you are way more experienced and a lot more live, so you're able to kind of like break free and kind of like hop away.
Definitely some struggling fox noises happening.
Ring ding 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 ding.
No. Bad brick. Yeah, so finish eating and drinking, and we all want to go outside?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And grab our stuff.
Our stuffs.
Vibrating. I need my gun. Plural.
Takes Brick a while to put all the stuff back on.
What's everyone's passive perception?
I knew it. I knew this would happen.
19.
16.
19?
14.
I'm getting to it. Hold on.
14.
14?
Maybe. Yeah, 13.
13? As you were all beginning to put your weapons and all back on, Pez and Zon, you both noticed that Jade Paw didn't grab her things. In her haste to leave, she seems to have left it on the rack.
I will do her the favor of grabbing her things. How many things did she leave?
There was a bundle of daggers, looks like a little short sword, and a hand crossbow.
I will do my best to grab all of those.
Okay.
When they start
And,
getting up, Simi will run up and follow Brick.
Okay. As you get up and you dash away from Boba Jr., you hear the tiniest little gurgling meow.
Meow.
But he doesn't chase after you. He just kind of like man sits down, just kind of just now kind of bored and looking around for something.
No, my friend's gone.
I'm all alone.
Object permanence is not great. So you all leave the Drunken Turkey. You step outside,
Bit there.
and Jade Paw's not there.
I knew I should have hunter's marked her.
Well, I mean, we have our things. I mean,
If they
It
were
would make-
actually her things.
Zon's gonna look at them. Say, Sieve's items. So, do we want
Rick,
to
without
see-
saying anything, is going to reach into his bag, pull out the locate object compass, and hold it out and kind of point at his head like he's pointing at a hat.
Well, I mean, if you want to locate the brick, there's no one by us. You can speak your mind.
I'll cast locate object with the compass to see if, and on her very unique hat to see if it is anywhere nearby.
Okay. You do get a little bit of a blip. It is across the street in one of the alleyways, and it looks like it's on the ground.
I'll walk toward it.
Okay. You all follow Brick?
Follow.
Okay. You follow Brick, and he leads you down an alleyway, and in the middle of the alleyway, you see her hat sitting on the ground.
Rick kind of looks around to make sure no one's nearby. Shit.
Zon, with your passive perception, you hear angry voices further down the alleyway and around the corner.
Gonna walk forward, hand kinda ready to grab my sword if need, but gonna walk cautiously forward towards the angry voices.
Okay.
Can while he does that, can Vanera kneel down? And does Brick have the hat? Can you
No.
pick it up? It just sat there. Well, she's not gonna touch the hat. She's gonna look at it and look at Kasumi. I know you're not a dog. I know you're not a dog. But you do have the best sense out of all of us. Do you have a way of tracking it?
She's gonna hop down and find some space and go back into human form, but crouched. Sniffing is not one of the things that I was given an increased ability in, but I can hear and follow and run.
Zon, are you being stealthy, by the way?
I'm doing my best to make sure that I'm coming up as quietly as I can, yes.
Stealth check, please. Disadvantage.
Okay. Please be good. Please be good. It was so good. Okay, the first roll was lower, but it was still high. What is my stealth? 3? It's dirty 20, actually.
Dirty 20. You have your hand on your sword, and you've kind of got your arms against your side to try to keep your armor from rattling around too much as you're stepping around the corner. The rest of you would kind of begin to notice that Zon is kind of creeping away and seems to be intently looking and listening around the corner. Zon, you get to the corner there, and you kind of peek around. Well, I mean, your ears show up first, and then the rest of you peer around. But you see that there's a group of 3 gentlemen, with one of them having Silverpaw by the shirt up against the wall.
Silverpaw.
Jade
Paw,
Paw?
sorry, yes.
He's going to quietly place the items of hers he has down and walk around the corner towards the three people.
I can come from captions. I can see what they're saying.
I was about to ask if you could see words.
Yes.
Zahn doesn't know this, so walking forward towards them.
You're just openly walking.
Did I stutter?
I was just.
No,
I was,
I'm
just asking.
I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing. Yeah. Gonna walk around the corner.
Okay.
I walk towards the bunch.
You guys see Zahn set down Jade Paw's things.
Kasumi's gonna stealth behind Zahn.
A stealth check, please.
Fine.
What are the rest of you doing as Zahn goes around the corner and Kasumi like?
Can we Three Stooges like has Vanera and then Brick like look around the building?
Are you being stealthy or are you?
Yeah.
I need all of you to make stealth checks then.
Can I cast Pass Without a Trace?
You can do it for
Yes,
the
please.
4 of you, but Zahn is already well out of your range.
Oh,
at
that's
this
fine.
point. Yeah, fuck that guy.
He's doing something.
I'm trying to be stealthy.
So with Path Without a Trace, do we get advantage?
Plus
or...
10.
It's plus 10.
Oh,
Plus
right.
10.
I don't have
Okay.
to take my disadvantage to stealth. That's nice.
Well, then in that case, it's the
Oh.
29.
24.
Gonna reset my camera real quick.
You said it's plus 10?
Plus
Yeah.
10 to,
Yeah.
after you roll with your modifier.
31!
20.
She got a
Damn.
31.
Dirty.
Got a 31. I rolled a natural 20 plus 10 plus 1 for stealth.
It's good job,
You're
man. What the
welcome.
So yeah, the 4 of you, 3 Stooge it, you fucking stack up, and you see Zahn is just boldly, not stealthing, walking up to these 3. And they're... Vanera, you're getting the captions from this. You're getting the subtitles of thought I told you not to be working in our turf. You're gonna pay for it this time now. Just kind of general thuggishness. Zahn, you would also be picking up these words, and Jade Paw kind of like flicks her eyes towards you and back to him, but they notice the movement, and the first 2 kind of see it and look over. The third one's still kind of looking at her, just like.
Well, gentlemen, you seem to have my guide, who I have paid for services, and would be very, very inconvenient if I had to go pay another one. So how about we drop the small tabaxi and pretend that you didn't see her?
The one like that's not the one to the left of the one that's holding her up kind of looks at you and goes, "Piss off. It's had nothing to do with you. She's on our turf."
1 second, I need to see if I have something here. No, that would cause damage to buildings. That would cause damage to buildings. Also cause damage to buildings. Yep, pick the one closest to me in the balls.
Make an attack.
Just, I guess, strength or dex or like, what am I?
Unarmed.
Unarmed? Oh, yeah, okay.
Kasumi would also like to try something.
I rolled a natural 20 plus 7. That's the squid.
You gonna kill him with kicking him in the balls?
I hope I do. That would
He's
be
definitely not
so-
going to have kids anymore.
Kasumi, while Zahn walks up there and you see that foot come back, what are you doing?
I'm casting confusion on the lot.
Okay. Well, as you start to say the spell around your companions, Zahn just fucking tees off on this dude's fucking testicles, and he's like, "Go on, shove." And he, like, hands between his legs, and he just, like, it's not even like knees and then face. It's just straight face plant into the dirt, ass up, face down. And the other one that's holding Jade Paw kind of looks down at his mate and looks at you, goes, "Hi!" Drops Jade Paw, comes back for a punch. Kasumi, do your what's the thing they need to make saves?
So I'm casting confusion. So it is the orb of confusion. Basically, it's a 10-foot radius sphere on them. So unfortunately, she is also going to be in the sphere, so she has to make a wisdom saving throw. If they fail, then they have to roll a d10 to find out what type of confusion they're going to be affected by.
Am I rolling this as well? I'm guessing.
No,
I am confusion.
I
Uh-oh.
will.
I
I'm
am
putting
confusion.
on the 3 that are surrounding her and
Yeah.
her.
So Jade Paul.
I mean, I'm standing next
first.
to them.
Well, but I mean, if it's Thug, Person, Jade, No Balls, you, and she puts it here, it's hitting those 3 and not you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is what I'm assuming is
Just wanna make
happening
sure.
since we're doing
Yeah,
this in
I'm-
the theater of the mind.
Correct.
She got a 18.
Okay, so she's good.
Okay, so gonna do the
Oh.
2 that are not currently unconscious.
I can't believe I rolled a 20 to kick somebody in the nuts.
That is
The best day ever.
that's a 13 and a 12.
Okay, so they both make it, but that's fine. It's fine. I tried.
What's your spell save DC?
It's 12.
Oh no.
Oh,
He doesn't
no.
have a very high wisdom score.
Oh.
It's okay. You at least tried. I mean, it would have been funny to see what
Arcane
happened.
trickster should be intelligence, though.
This is.
Mm,
I have a 12. I don't know what to
Okay.
tell you.
All right.
Hold on. What were you using? What spell?
Confusion. This is part. So this is not part of the arcane trickster magic. This is part of her
Ah.
kitsune.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was like, your save DC is 14. What is happening there?
Yeah. So this is part of her kitsune magic.
Got you. Okay. Yeah, that would explain the
So-
confusion there.
So
Okay.
it would have a different save DC, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, they would have failed. But regardless.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, so unfortunately that does not go off, but they are both going to run up and try to punch you, Zon, because they're. Yeah, no, that's a. What's that? A 14 and a 7.
Sorry, damn, they both missed.
Okay. Those wishing to initiate into combat, roll some initiative.
Okay.
Dirty 20. 13 plus 7.
There we go.
You said dirty 20?
Yeah, 13 plus 7.
Brick?
14.
14? Kasumi?
18.
Ooh, okay. Vanera, are you getting in on this?
Oh, get out of here.
20.
Jesus. Pez?
23.
Even better.
I'm going last.
Not by much, man.
I need to get a new mic stand.
Okay, Pez, you're going first. What would you like to do, bud? As you
Well,
see
I
these
mean,
two dudes, like, instead of doing like the normal fight where it's like one person, then the other's like, no, they're both going for Zon at the exact same time.
Son's bobbing and weaving and
I had a thought of something, but that thought is now out the window. Are any of these critters orcs?
No, they appear to be 2 humans.
Okay,
3
Just-
humans, technically.
let's check. 2.5 humans, because the other one's missing his brains.
Well, there were 3 human males. Now it's 2 human males and a question mark.
And a eunuch.
I am going to cast, because I don't want to draw too much attention with my firearms, Scorching Ray.
Okay, make your attack.
Okay. 16 to hit.
16 hits.
Awesome. You create 3 rays of fire. Okay, so I hit 3 dudes. Make
It's
rune spell.
scorching-
Well, you can hit
Or
one
yeah,
with
like
2
3.
and the other with
L.
1.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I think you have to roll for every single ray, though.
I believe so.
So 6 for the first one, like 6 damage.
Okay.
11 to hit the next goober.
Okay.
Does an 11 hit?
Oh, I thought that was damage. Sorry,
No.
no, the 11 does not hit.
Okay. And for the third attack, 14 to hit.
That one does hit.
All right. That will be 10 damage.
Sorry, was that on Thug 1 or Thug 2?
Thug 2.
Thug 2.
Thing
Okay.
1, thing 2, or thing 3?
Because Thug 1 was the first damage. Thug 2 is the second damage.
Got it. Okay. Is that it for your turn?
That is it for my turn, but Hamburger also has a turn
Okay.
as Minion Master. Hamburger is going for the guy on the ground and trying to nibble off what little balls he has left.
He's already kind of knocked out, so he gets it at advantage.
Well, I mean, like, if he's already down for the count, then
He's definitely down
gonna,
for the count. He's not fighting.
Nibbling toes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll
You
go
have
for,
to understand that a rabbit that can jump 15 feet straight up just did a natural 20 right in the testiculars.
Okay, he's going to go for Thug 1 since he took the least amount of damage.
Okay.
And just go for the nibble
Okay.
and fold.
Nom 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 nom.
That's a miss. He has another attack. Sorry, it's taken so long. He has multi-attack. That is a 16 to hit. There's claws.
16 hits.
Yep.
Oh. Searing escape.
1d4 plus 2. That would be 3 plus 2 is 5.
Okay.
So 5 damage on Thug 1
Okay.
from Hamburger. And that's
Okay.
it. Ez is done.
All right. That brings us to Zon and Vanera. Which one of you? I'm assuming Zon has a higher dex modifier.
Vanera, I have a +3. What's yours?
I have a +2.
What's your? Okay, so Zon, you would go before her, Vanera, but barely.
Was so two of them were standing next to each other, and there was one guy behind, right?
It was testicle person, the main thug that was holding Jade Paw, and the one behind. This guy's down. These two dropped Jade Paw, ran towards you, and they're basically both side by side, right in your face. And as you're kind of dodging and weaving their attacks, you see coming from behind just, and then as Hamburger like jumps up and latches onto one of them.
I'm gonna look at Jade. Is it okay if I really hurt these guys?
She kind of like gets up from where she'd been dropped and goes, by all means.
I'm gonna grab the one in front of me and headbutt him with Storm Strike.
Oh, okay. Yeah, make your attack.
First level.
Oh, okay.
That is going to be a 17.
17 hits.
And it's 3d10. 13 damage. Lightning damage.
Okay. You grab this guy who's kind of like wiping his face from the scorching ray, and also trying to shake off the Hamburger when he feels himself getting grabbed. Goes, huh? Boom, and just kind of like, just gets straight knocked down. The first one is TKO'd.
And yeah, that'll be it for me.
Okay.
Hands up.
Vanera, Zon just headbutted a guy and he felt like a sack of potatoes with Hamburger kind of gnawing on his arm. There's one left, and he as well is kind of like brushing off his clothes from the scorching ray to kind of pat out whatever embers are there. He hasn't quite had a chance to see what happened to his buddy yet.
Guiding bolt.
Okay. What level?
Just one.
Okay.
24.
Yeah, that hits. That's double his AC.
11.
11. Okay. Alright, that's fine.
Just a little sizzle. And then
We're murdering these people.
I don't want to murder. I want
I
to
haven't murdered anybody.
teach a lesson.
Is there anything else you'd like to do? Any bonus actions?
Oh, who did you give advantage to?
Bonus actions. No.
Well, Guiding
I'm
Bolt
good.
is a bonus action on the next person to attack that target. It's not given to anyone.
Oh,
Was
my
it?
bad. It's advantage, not a bonus action. It gives advantage to the next person to hit him.
Did
I say bonus action?
Target
Yeah, you said it's a
I meant-
bonus action for the next person
Sorry,
to hit him.
it gives
The next attack.
advantage to the next person that attacks that target.
Advantage, yes.
Yeah, I was hung up on saying bonus action to get a rise out of Zeke, but he's not paying attention.
Sorry, I was reading an ability.
Never mind, it's all good. Anything else, madam? Okay. Okay. Kasumi, as all of you are like, Pez is down at the bottom. He goes, pew 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 with his scorching ray, and Vanera on top of him goes, ha with her guiding bolt. And as you're on top of that with Brick on top of you, you see that other person has fallen, and there's one left that's really sparkling, a very easy target. With guiding bolts, you would have advantage if you wanted to attack them.
So I would get advantage on an attack.
The last one that's up, yeah.
So she puts her hand on the hilt of Ceto for a second, and she's just like, nah. And then she just firebolt.
Firebolt, okay. Roll at advantage.
Okay, that is a 24.
24 hits.
Okay, cool. It's 2d10. Let's see. Oh, I rolled low. 5 points of fire damage.
You know,
Okay.
that's kind of all that was really needed. So you all just take turns working up the tree. Pew pew pew, foosh, poo, and hits him right in the face, and he as well just drops like a sack of potatoes, just a little poof of dust behind him. Brick, you're like, aww.
I have the judge out and ready to go back. Damn it. Just holsters
Just super efficient teamwork as you do. The three of them get knocked out, and Jade Paw kind of picks herself up, brushing off her butt and straightening out her coat, and goes, serves you right. And the one that got kicked in the balls kind of groans, and she, at the angle she's at, gives him another swift kick right in the family jewels. She goes, well, thank you for that. 3 against 1 is not very sporting.
3 against 2. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
The 3 of them versus any single one of us wouldn't have been a fair fight for them anyways.
Ah, yes, well, I seem to have forgotten my things in the Drunken Turkey when I went outside, and they caught me unawares.
It's alright, they have your things over in the alley where they are standing.
Hello.
Oh, you were all so kind.
Oh, your hat's back there too, by the way.
She kind of goes, oh, good. She walks over to the corner, and she sees you, Pez, and she goes, by the way, she reaches into her coat and pulls out your anti-disguise goggles. Sorry.
I knew I was missing something.
She collects her things, puts her hat on. So, thank you again. Let's go talk to Mama.
Yes, do me the one favor, if you could, Miss Shadepaw. He's gonna get right down in her face. It would be best for you not to steal from us again.
Yes, after that little display, I am now realizing that I have pilfered from the wrong targets, and you have done nothing but good for me, and our goals now align. I do apologize, but they are still very well functioning. I don't even know what they do.
Hey, have we introduced ourselves to you?
No.
Oh,
We're so
Well-
fucking rude.
let me introduce you to the Tempests. You may not have heard of us, but you probably should have. I am Pez Marigold, and these are my compatriots.
I am
Compatriots,
Zan.
introduce.
I am of Rokusin.
Next.
I am Vanera.
the big robot is, I'm sorry, the big automaton is Brick, and
Like his head.
Fox is Kasumi.
Hello.
Also, Brick, you can probably drop the act. At least around her.
Very well. Hello.
Oh, it speaks.
No, he can do a lot more than that.
And sometimes too much.
I am not an automaton. I am alive.
Haha. Mama would be very interested to meet you, I think. You are magical. Yes?
First
No?
of my kind.
I would probably not say that too loud again. One of a kind things are kind of coveted here. So
Not one of a kind. Not anymore.
The point's
She
still
kind of looks to the rest of you. Is he deaf?
A little bit.
That's why his name is Brick.
Oh, this I see. Very well. Let us go see Mama.
Um,
And she begins to walk.
can I loot the bodies?
She's still walking.
I would hurry.
Drive by looting. Drive by looting.
Yeah, drive by looting.
Rage loot.
Hamburger, grab something.
Just imagine Pez grabbing a leg, rooting through pockets, gets to the alleyway, realizes he's in the view, is like, oh shit, drops the leg and just goes.
Rick just picks up another one by the leg and starts shaking them to see if anything falls out.
Kasumi is going back into fox form before we leave the alley.
Okay. Keeping
Oh,
up
and-
appearances.
I'm also doing like the usual guy thing when they leave, like phone keys, wallet, balls.
Oh.
Making sure I have everything.
Why?
Rick will bend down and offer his shoulder to Kasumi again.
Okay. She hops up.
Okay.
Come on, Apollo, you're fat.
I can carry him too.
No, it's okay. I got him. He'll be able to fly.
It'd be really funny if Apollo became like the chunky dragon from the D&D movie.
Ah!
He just got the little
Denver
wings
Chog.
that try to flap.
No. He's gonna be big and strong. Carry me.
Be like the really chunky dragon from How to Train Your Dragon.
Yes.
You're thinking it was the Gronkle.
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
I saw that movie 43 times.
Of course you did.
He's
In
not.
theaters.
He's not even kidding.
He's not lying.
Yeah, in theaters I saw it 43 times. I also have it on multiple platforms.
Okay. So after a little bit of time, you were led through Old Town once more, but this time heading more towards the west. She takes you through a few different alleyways, and she seems to be kind of checking over her shoulder and just looking around and keeping a wary eye out. And eventually you get to a very nondescript building. Like if you had just been passing it by, it would have blended in perfectly with every other building that you had passed. She opens the door, holds up her hand, and kind of leans in and goes, "Mama! We have guests! Do not throw anything!" She kind of waits for a second. You kind of see her ears twitching. She kind of leans back out and goes, "I think it is safe, but keep on your toes." She steps into the relative gloom.
Zana's going to go in very cautiously.
Okay.
Walk on in.
What did he do? I missed it. No.
Campaign spoilers.
No! Not Mama!
Again, all I could think of is, Ma, that weird fucking cat's here.
God damn it. If you would like to know what we're talking about, please join the Discord. Links can be found below.
Oh my goodness. There's no fucking thought behind those eyes.
step inside into a fairly darkly lit room. A lot of the windows are covered with curtains, and they're all drawn. There's a heavy my knee-jerk reaction is to say musk, but that's the wrong word. It's very heavy with incense, and it's almost cloying to those of you that aren't used to that sort of a smell.
I don't got a nose.
Yeah, Brick is just like, I don't know what's your fucking problem.
Spicy or spicy?
The air is spicy.
I bet you can't, demons.
Jade Paw leads you further inside and is kind of like being a little cautious herself until she rounds a corner, and her ears have been a little bit flattened, but as she gets around the corner, they kind of perk back up, and she seems to like visibly relax. She goes, Mama, good, you are here. We have guests. They are friends is the wrong word. They also very much dislike Shirahama. And you
Wait,
hear a
this is
soft
where-
little thump. And then a very like kind of low raspy voice. Bring them in to see me.
Why do I feel like I'm going to have to kiss a ring?
Item.
Zon's gonna walk right in behind.
It's either that or it's the pirate version of a Romanian.
Her
So
name Mama Breed. Mama Brooklyn.
no.
Are they even in
Oh,
here?
cabaret. She walks in. Oh, cabaret. Oh, cabaret.
The gabagoo. You all come around the corner and you see a much older looking tabaxi woman, a little orange cap with her ears poking through. She has a lot of different kinds of jewelry, bangles, rings, kind of these really nice robes that are that are covering over her shoulders, and she has this intense look, this stare that she is giving all of you as you come around the corner. In front of her, she has different gemstones, cards laid out in front. Definitely gives a mystical sort of vibe about her. And you can see that where she had slammed her hand down, the claws are stuck out and are kind of digging into the table. And she's looking at all of you, each in turn, a long, scrutinizing look. My daughter says you do not like the Shirahama.
Well, I don't like her because of osmosis. It's mainly the other people that don't like her, but she sounds like a pretty shit person, to be honest.
And she's stolen from us.
Mhm.
Then it would seem that our goals may align.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Jade Paz Maza. I'm
Silver
Zon.
Paw.
Miss Silverpaw. It's a pleasure to meet you in your lovely home.
Quick question: does her garb kind of resemble some of the garb that Kasumi has worn? Does it have similarities that might suggest Takatari?
Yes and no. It resembles it in it has a similar sheen, like it's a similar material,
Like
but is a
silk and satin.
completely different style.
Okay.
Whereas Kasumi has the long flowing robes, it's very tucked in and nice. It has the wide belt. Do you have a bow in the back?
Not in every one. Sometimes she does.
You have seen bows in the back, very decorative, very ornate. This looks
I'd like
more
bow.
kind of like a shawl robe kind of combination.
Gotcha.
So again, she's looking at you all. Do tell me how you wish to, what you wish to become of this woman.
Kasumi is gonna. She's still in park form. She's gonna hop over to an empty seat and shapeshift into her human form.
The expression does not change.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Jade Paw, on the other hand, kind of goes like, "What just happened?"
Well, that is Kasumi.
Yeah.
She's the fox that transforms.
She's been switching back and forth. You
Yeah.
haven't seen?
No, I was preoccupied with the thugs. I did not see. Right.
Kasumi's gonna scoop back and move like a couple of her tails on her lap, just so she can just like rest her hands on her
Jade
lap.
Paw kind of like claps her hands together as you're getting settled. I'm going to get drinks. Maybe for me.
It's also for me.
You can leave me out.
I will take one.
One, please.
I appreciate it, but I had some at the end before we came.
As she goes and walks away, you see Silverpaw kind of. She's been looking at Kasumi, but her head kind of snaps over as soon as Jade is like right by her side and goes, "You offer my alcohol to strangers?" And she just ignores her and just keeps on walking.
Oh no.
She then snaps her attention back to you, Kasumi, and just stares, waiting.
So, our main objective was to find out where Shirahama is and find out where she's keeping things that she has stolen from us and retrieve them.
And the rest of us were here to help enforce that. But if, accidents were to happen, she does something silly. I mean, not opposed to killing anyone. It's been a hot minute since I've killed somebody deserve it.
We also were thinking that she might have ties to another problem we've been dealing with, and we would not be against taking her off the board completely as it pertains to High Tide, just to extract information then dispose.
She kind of looks at you and still locked on eyes with Kasumi, and she's tapping her claw on the table. We can make the deal if you remove her from this plane. I will help.
This plane?
Yeah, when you die.
She kind of like seems to be struggling. She goes, "Doctor, what is word?" You hear from the other room. Die. Yes, she is to die.
Oh. Okay. That makes more sense.
She's a babushka.
So, out of curiosity, what has this woman done to you and your daughter?
There's
You do not mind
another
asking.
slam on the table, and she just kind of like fists on the table, the cards and the trinkets all jangle, and she snaps her head to you and just stares.
He just looks back.
Eventually, she looks back to you, Kasumi. We have deal.
What does this deal pertain?
For my help, she dies.
Okay. And we don't get turned in, and we...
I care not what you do when she dies.
Does she have to die here?
She slowly turns to look at you. I care not what you do if she dies.
You need proof of her being dead? I don't really... I'm sorry. I've never taken on a contract like this before, like, besides the other one, but,
I will
different
know.
circumstance.
Kasumi's first bounty.
I will know if she dies.
Okay.
It is impressive.
You seem to know a lot about her.
It's right about this point that J-Paw comes out, and there's a tall, bottle filled with a clear liquid and 6 small glasses. She comes, sets it down, pours the drinks around, passes to who asks for them. Says, I actually forgot what you said a second ago.
She said that you seem to know a lot about her.
Right, sorry, my brain just completely locked up on me. I apologize.
Fine.
It was the Bobart.
Bob was trying to eat pizza. I had to take him.
Jade Paw speaks up at this point, and Mama was wronged many years ago, and she has done nothing but harbor the hatred and pass it on. Keep speaking of revenge, but we are not powerful enough to do anything about it. We have been biding our time, and it would seem that you were right. And you finally see the smallest little like grin on the grizzled old tabaxi. She goes, I know. I always know.
You were right about what?
That help would come by soon.
Well, it is fair.
Well, I can guarantee you that from what I know, what little I know, she has completely destroyed my reputation, and I cannot return home because of her.
And
Unless
again,
I
the
get what I
paw
need.
claps down. She dies.
No argument here.
Solid's gonna chuckle. I like this. This woman is fun. I wish we met her earlier.
Real quick, can I don my anti-disguise goggles and see if I see any weird things around Miss Baba Yaga?
A babushka.
You put the goggles on, kind of standing off to the side. Nothing seems untoward. Kasumi still kind of looks funny in the goggles, because you're kind of seeing like a double layer of big Kasumi and little Kasumi just kind of clapped in the chair.
Brick speaks up. You said you knew we were coming or knew that help was coming. Do you have some skill in divination?
Cards, Brick.
She kind of looks towards you, and like as Vanera says the card, she flips over a card. She taps it. You are to go on dangerous life journey soon.
Aren't
Across
we all?
the world, far from here.
It's not my
See-
fate I'm curious about.
Stare at Brick.
I mean, we're all here. We all have lives.
Do we have deal?
I'm in.
Yeah, don't see why not. Kind of want to kill somebody anyways.
Again,
So she died.
Miss Silverpaws, we're not a bunch of like bloodthirsty murderers. Like,
I am.
What is the help that you will provide?
She looks to you. Information, perhaps. Daughter, what is word? She kind of looks at her. Which word, Mama? The one for helper. The one who knows hates more than I. Ah. I believe she may be saying she knows of a potential accomplice.
I mean, information is useful.
It seems to be a lot better than taking our chances with some drunken sailors.
This is true.
I was thinking it too. I'm in Kasumi. Are you?
I'm in.
I can't wait. I'm gonna get to kill someone. This is gonna be so much fun.
You might get to torture them first.
Yeah.
That would make it even better.
need information before she dies.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, this is what the torturing's for.
Again, not. I'm bloodthirsty.
She's a bad person, Pez.
Well, I know. It's like the Duke. He was a bad guy, but I didn't wish him death. Not everyone
did.
deserves to. Well, look,
The
did he kill
Tyrannosaurus
your
nearly killed
family?
me.
Not everyone deserves death. Like, sure, there are people out there that should probably be unalived, but they should at least be given a fair trial.
9, I do not see this way of thinking.
Oh, okay, you're just chaotic.
I think the problem is Brick's been spending too much time with Zon.
Well, he is my father.
Again, I just like morality and, like, sure, she's probably murderized a lot of people, but
Just gonna pat Pez on the back. I don't like that it has come to this. But if this is the price that we need to pay to get information and to get Asumi reputation back, my mink back, sometimes sacrifices have to be made.
all right.
Doesn't mean that we have to agree with it at the end.
Zon watches this interaction and perked a brow how somehow the kobold is being more innocent than the unicorn.
As
Look,
you were all
Pez has a very
discussing
strict moral
this,
code.
Silverpaw and Jadepaw both grab their little shot glasses and they're holding them. If we have deal, we drink to it.
Okay. Kasumi's gonna smell it.
It is.
Does it smell familiar?
Wrong.
Does it smell familiar? Like she's.
Make
Mama has good
a
Russian vodka.
intelligence check.
It smells like
Gotcha.
potatoes. You said intelligence?
Yes.
Okay. D&D Beyond, you can work anytime now. Where is that at? Okay. That would be a 5.
A 5. It makes the hairs in your nose singe a little bit. It's probably gonna burn on the way down.
Okay. Alright.
Zon takes it.
Everyone takes one.
Yep.
Yep, if I had hairs, I'd grow them.
His scales start to curl just a little bit.
Maybe it'll make the water, the waves go away.
Rick?
I like my waves.
I thought they only brought 6 cups. I'll take the bottle.
No, I mean, yeah, fair point. Yeah, they all take glasses and they kind of realize that you don't have one. You go, eh. To the death of a common enemy. And she knocks it back, slams it down upside down. Jadepaw, shortly after, does the same.
I'm gonna mimic.
It is strong stuff. Go ahead, Brick.
Rick,
Do you like
I
it?
hope you roll.
I drain the bottle. Odd. I just take a shot.
I hope you roll a natural 20.
That's an even. Go.
Oh no.
Roll to see if you like it.
Yeah, please be a natural
Hey.
20. Just get addicted to this. Is this
a
motor
4.
A 4. Not one to be shut out. You completely miss the social norm. It tastes awful. You hate it. But Zon didn't raise no bitch.
What is it for hates and likes sake?
It's
This was
basically
vodka.
vodka.
Okay.
Better not be moonshine.
Vodka.
Is it flavored? Like blue raspberry?
Or cucumber.
Dude, these people look like they're gonna have flavored vodka in this fucking
You think
place.
Mama's a bitch? She ain't a bitch. She gonna have straight up vodka.
I mean, I
She
didn't
was
know.
a
It could have been.
no when she started drinking this shit.
It could have been catnip flavored. You don't know.
Oh.
I'm just thinking of that Call of Duty Zombies sound clip. No, my vodka, no vodka for you.
Okay, you all take the drink. As they set the glass down, she the silver paw opens her mouth to start speaking. And they just hear glunk, 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 and they look up at Brick for a solid 10 seconds after, as the bottle just gets emptied, and even Jade Paw's just like, just a jaw slack, aghast, just. And when you finally finish, not okay. He made a face for podcast listeners.
I'm just gonna put 2 gold pieces on her table and just slide them over to her.
Still looking at Brick, she just puts a paw on it and slides it closer.
Oh, sorry, did the cough not come through?
No, it didn't.
No.
Okay, no, Brick coughs a little, which is weird. Because he doesn't
It's a
really have an
fabricated
esophagus.
sound.
It was a shot, not the whole bottle.
Well, I guess that
You
means
all
he has to
finished
help.
yours.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
shot.
These little tiny bottles.
Oh.
Not a
I just gotta
big
look at
ass.
the bottle.
Zon's gonna smack his bag. Fucking good job.
I look at Silverpaw. How much was the bottle?
Your friend paid for it already.
I look it down. Who paid what and how much?
Don't worry about it.
Yep.
Brick, not knowing how much alcohol costs, is gonna take out 10 gold and go, just in case you need another one.
This one Jade Paw reaches for, and like Silver Paw starts like swatting at her arm to stop her, and she just doesn't fucking care. Do business then. You want the
Do business.
information? I have the information.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
How much do you know of this devil woman?
He's
Her name is-
Takatari.
Her name is Shirahama.
She has been blessed by Ceto. Her powers
No.
are vast. She is dangerous.
Well,
What,
she has a small furry animal that we want, and I look at Kisumi. Coin, amulet,
Medallion.
medallion.
Bah, these I do not care about. Those are your own worries.
Do we know what race she is? Like, I assume we know, like, what critter she is. I just...
She is a human,
Oh, boring.
Mm-hmm.
but she is powerful, and one of the higher echelons of High Tide.
So
You would
she
be sad to see her go, though.
so she is inept in the arcane.
Very much so. Enough to keep me at bay. Hairball.
Well, lost that train of thought.
I know that the name of her ship is the Slippery Weasel. Where is that typically at port? Do you know what part of the island? The area?
No one docks in the same place twice. Wherever there is
Do you know what it looks
space. The front has a figurehead of a weasel wrapped around the prow. Hence its name.
That
And
makes
its inability
sense.
to be caught.
Is she, like, buddy with the king?
The king sends her out on tasks. No
Ah.
one is buddy with King Striker.
It would be. Sorry. Go ahead. Oh, okay. It would be safe to assume that most valuable she would want to keep close would be on the ship, but would you know of any secondary treasure hold that she might have just in case?
Or a residence?
There is a residence she stays within, but it is close. Oh, sorry, while I remember the name of the place. But it is close to Port Coral Castle. Is not good place to try to raid. Heavily defended.
Port Coral Castle, you said? Like a castle?
It is castle in name only.
Oh, okay. And is that where, like, near the king's residence?
That is the king's residence.
Oh, good to know.
They fucking.
Yeah,
The
So you
king
said that-
is Cetos and Cetos only.
Oh.
oh.
So the rumors say.
Well, then yeah, it
Yes.
wouldn't make sense if Ceto blessed Shirahama, because then if stuff was happening, that wouldn't be very good, would it?
With all of my foresight, I do not look at who is betting who.
It's probably for the best.
This woman has 5 of which to be concerned of.
Okay.
Her first mate, Hassan, loyal to a fault, rarely without being by side. When not
But-
seen, is there.
What do they look like?
Tall, strong draw, tanned human men.
Next.
The strongest of her crew is the one called Reggie.
Reggie.
Is big daughter. What is? Is a gift.
Oh.
What is that?
He is
Hippo.
Gibson. GIF. GIFF.
Brick just looks up. Dibs.
He's a
right.
hippo.
I mean, I wish you all the luck.
That's big. Thought bigger.
The next problem would be the Watchman.
Is that what he is called? Or they are called?
It is what he is called. Is Owlin, big bird. Eyesight, very good. There are more, but those are best worry.
So, if we had to get rid of a few of the closer ones to her as well as her, nobody would really complain.
I would not lose sleep over their loss.
Can it be? That's
Um,
good.
I did hear word of this Moondock Arena. Would they frequent that for like either participating or betting?
No. Moondock is for jail only. And J-Paw speaks up at this point. The Moon Arena is for the ones the king wishes to test. If you are in the Moon jail, you would have done very bad. It's not good. Most altercations, disagreements, they are handled in the street between the parties at question, usually with violence.
Are there places that she is known to frequent for luxury, like drinking?
Everyone who is anyone goes to the High Sand Inn for their drinks after a long stint of breaking their fucking ships, apparently. Before I say more, you must find accomplice I speak of. He needs to hear as well and needs justice, if not more than I.
Damn, those birds were loud.
I do not like to repeat myself.
Where is he? And who is he?
The one you look for is named Suave. But
First name
even
wouldn't happen
he
to.
escapes my sight at the moment. He is tricky, slippery. Perhaps check at his place of business, his self-named Suave's Trading Company. It is in West Old Town.
Can you describe what this suave person is?
She gets a big grin on her face and goes, no.
Alright, cryptic, love it.
Even Jade Paw is kind of looking between you and just kind of, She doesn't seem to know what her mother's talking about either.
Well, we will find out when we meet the man.
You go to find this Suave. And she kind of taps the cards in front of her. I will look to see when the woman returns.
Okay.
Let's go get him.
Now,
Oh, like right now?
well, I mean, like, are we to question him, detain him, slaughter him?
He is an accomplice. We will be working with him.
You tell
Did we
this,
say that you sent us?
You tell this one you wish to do in the woman that Silver Paw sent you. He
Okay.
will come.
Let's go get him.
Code words.
Wunderbar.
Well, I mean, we just can't heckin' leave her high and dry. We have to socialize. I mean, like, you have some nice cards here. I'm sure you do some readings. Is that what it's called?
She's kind of looking at you with just this kind of like tired expression.
Rick just picks up Pez by the back of his shirt and starts walking toward the door.
Pleasure meeting you. Lovely drinks.
Hamburger's just kind of plopping after you. He's got a bit of the dude's jacket in his mouth, by the way. He took a souvenir.
Before we walk out, Zana is going to turn and look at Silverpaw. By chance, you wouldn't be able to, find somebody who would be drastically more powerful than, Shirahama, would you? Through your predictions.
I am good at what I do.
I will ask this, and when I come back, I would be appreciative if you might be able to help me. Is there someone that I care for dearly who is assumed to be dead? And I would like to know if that is truly true or not.
She considers it for a moment, claws drumming on the wooden table. You find this Suave. I will look.
Wunderbar. Thank you.
Good luck.
He's gonna fall out.
Anyone else?
Nope.
Kasumi's just gonna say thank you and back to box form before we leave the door.
As you all step back out with Jade Paw bringing up the rear, shutting the door behind, the sun is beginning to set. It's mid-afternoon. The hours have slipped by on your back and forth walks around Old Town. And as you all begin to mull over who this suave person is and how you may find them, that is where we're going to end for tonight. So, any final questions, comments, concerns?
No, that was awesome. It was awesome.
Okay. Next Friday, we will have the Storm King's Chaos DM'd by Zeke over there. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight on this new adventure in a new location with new people. It's only going to get better. So we will see you again for this campaign in 2 weeks. And man, we're getting really close to our get together. Like, that's going to come up real fucking quick. So there will be a weekend where unfortunately we will not be streaming because we're all going to finally get to meet each other in person and play in person. So really looking forward to that. Super fucking excited. We're going to be gushing about it quite a bit. Again, if you haven't already joined the Discord, links are down below. We're always looking to chat with people, play games with people. Talk
Please
about
join
D&D.
us.
Yeah.
Just lurk if you want.
Lurking's fine. Texting is fine. You can hop into voice if you want, not say anything, and just kind of hang out. Anyone and everyone is welcome. So, again, thank you all so much for watching. We will see you the next time we go live. So, until then, good night. Have a great weekend, everybody!
Goodbye.
Bye.